Where's the quest? The thingy. This thing. Ghost of the past. Okay. Where is the quest? I don't know how to describe it. The thing that I failed at last time. Silver main guard restricted zone. I think this is this place. Is it? Yeah, it is. Can I just teleport there immediately? No. Gotta press the thingy first. Is this muted? Hopefully not. No, it's not. Thank God. Okay. I failed it at this spectacularly last time. Hopefully this time it goes a bit better. Okay. Let's begin. Okay. I did not finish this in 8 turns after battle 3 times or more without alerting the enemy. Okay. Upon discovering targets, also remain guard. Enemies become alert entering battle, while alert will make all enemies take action immediately. If battle is triggered without the silver main guards becoming alert, all enemies will suffer massive physical damage. Take action immediately. Too complicated. Okay, so physical, ice, quantum. Okay, let's just keep Blade around because I feel like I gotta keep Blade. I do have Bronia now, don't I? I should just put some like random shit on her. Yeah, Bronia, relics here. Holy shit, I have basically no relics anymore. That's sad. Hello, Stream Elements bot. Okay. Stop late. This time you die. I'll skip Bronia. She's just not leveled up enough. I do have her all the way up to level 70 now, which took like 4 of those. What do you call them? Those fuels. Basically resin recharge. I'll keep you Pella. And I'll get a quantum character, I think. What's a quantum? Here, let's use you. Okay. 8 turns. This is a nice setup. As far as post-story content goes, this isn't bad. So the goal for today is, if you didn't realize, it's to finish literally everything. Everything in Honkai Star Rail. I mean it. Today is... Okay, I'm probably gonna get stuck here. Literally everything. All the story quests, all the companion missions, all the main missions, which I've already finished. So I don't know why I mentioned that. All the messages, I will read all of them. As far as I can go in, not the Spiral Abyss, but the Memory of Chaos. Okay. I missed? What the? I thought this had auto aim. Okay, never mind. Okay. Let's see how you do against non-weakness enemies. I think I can kill him, right? Probably. No, let's just go for him just to be safe. Oh god, I can already feel it. Blade is actually going to trivialize this for me. This is what I get for being pay to win. Hello, my 2 viewers. How are you guys today? Holy shit, that did way more damage than I thought. 3 out of 3? Uh-oh. My blade has like 147 speed now. What are the requirements? Something just showed up there, but I couldn't read it in time.
我方占据优势。
Whatever. Hopefully they just die fast enough that I don't have to worry about
敌方
it.
数据收网标记激活，接下来就是愉快的反击时间了。闷声发大，有了。嘿嘿，看着有点虚。嘿，
送你一程。
I think I'm gonna talk less today. No offense. It's not like I talk overly much all the time anyways, but I'm probably gonna talk less today just because I have to focus on actually like doing the content.
看来剑还不够快。你
Okay.
挡路了，死咒将至。
等等牌就来。火花。哎呀，嘿嘿，哎，你病得不太小。
看来剑还不够快。
What? Oh. Can I go through the wall? Yes, I can.
你挡路了，一事一成。
开始介入支援。
此番美景，邀诸位共赏。
I wonder how this would go if I didn't actually pay to win. I will probably find out in 1.3 once I get my next account.
会给我惊喜吗？死咒将至。
Because one of the things that I really enjoyed about the recent story quest
敌方数据收网标记激活。
for 1.2 was the fact that Fantilli was actually kind of hard to fight. And I saw a lot of people complaining about that on Reddit. Well, not really complaining. I need to find another word other than complaining that's less like abrasive. But basically people were talking about how hard Fantilli fight was. And yeah, that was part of what made it more fun for me. But I wonder if it would go from being fun to just annoying if I didn't have Blade. Well, not Blade, but better characters essentially. Because if I didn't have a Tingyun, would it still have been fun for me? I definitely don't think I would have been able to do the most difficult Fantilia fights after the fight itself. After the story fight, if I did not have Tingyun. Okay, let's just do this. And then they can counter me. Doesn't matter. Helio Delios.
卖的什么呀？感谢支援。
彼岸葬送，此番美景，邀诸位共赏。
开始接敌方数据收网标记激活，接下来就是愉快的反击时间了。
剑下不必留情。
见机就行事，自摸。
At the same time, when I do see people doing free-to-play streams, it doesn't feel like they're struggling that much, at least right now. I wonder how they're going to keep the single-player content. Not the single-player, it's all single-player, but how are they going to keep the story content easy and casual-friendly? Well, not casual-friendly. Wonderful, your combat skills are more proficient than ever. Because the meta for the developers in Genshin Impact is to make the game easy, right? They literally, I don't think they increased the adventure rank level requirement for the Fontaine content. They actually gave us a teleport point in Mondstadt. Like, you literally only have to get to like AR 25, I think, to go to Fontaine. I only have 2 abilities. What are you talking about? So they're literally making the new content easier to get to in Genshin Impact. But how is that going to work for Honkai Star Rail? Right? Because Honkai Star Rail is about all the combat. Well, it's not about the combat, but it's a very much more linear experience. So are they going to just cap the difficulty at AR, well, Trailblazer level 65 or 70 or whatever the maximum level is? And then not increase the combat difficulty anymore afterwards? The balance still kind of weirds me out. 14 turns. Knock down no more than 2 times. Enter 4 battles or more without alerting the enemy. Okay, so get rid of those. Maybe I'll have Tingyun around. Defeat the major. The big guy over there wants to lose weight. What should we do? Get it? Drink less oil, get it? Let's get to the chase. Configure the gear bridge to make a path before you challenge the major. Okay. How do I do that though? Okay, so I just go up there and kill it. That's strange. Even with that massive speed advantage, Tingyun still goes first because of his artifact set, I assume. It boosts his speed at the start of the game by like, I don't know, 40% or something.
敌方数据收集收网标记激活，接下来就是愉快的反击时间了。嘿，
兵戈无情。 看来剑还不够快。
So do I just wait here until he turns around? Oh shit. So I guess this is where your pay-to-win Sela comes into play.
What's up? 一事一成。
我方占据优势。张嘴！
彼岸葬送。
就让你们看这葫芦里卖的什么呀！
都是。送你一张。
Terminal encryption key, alright. I will say though that this setup for Belobog, the puzzle that you had to do before you got to fight Picolia was, in my opinion, a bit better than one in Xinzhou Luofu. The Xinzhou Luofu one was literally just the lore dump. Yo, what's up, Lady City? I am actually going to try to finish all of the Honkai Star Rail content today. Actually gonna try. I mean, people usually call it pay to win, but it still depends on the player. For me, it's not pay to win, more like I want my characters to max their potential. I'll only be here for a short while. Alright. That's good. That's a good way of thinking about it, Ice.
侦查到敌方目标。
Like, for sure. I spent like $200 on Dia. Is that really pay to win? Or is it just pay to lose? It's more like pay to lose. There's also the money I spent on I also spent money on Venti, didn't I? So is that really pay to win? If he's no longer useful. That's actually something I've been thinking about. I have not used Venti in a very long time. It's gotta be at least... How long has it been? Oh god, it's probably been at least over 2 years since I used Venti. It's actually really sad. He actually fell off quite fast. Not gonna lie. Oh, what am I supposed to do here? Ice? Ice? That's your yearly sacrifice in RNGs. I remember saying that I wasn't going to spend money on Genshin Impact anymore, but then I took a look at Farina and I'm like, okay, maybe that anniversary reset for the double discount might not be a bad idea. You know, it's not really paying for power levels, it's just paying to simp at this point. It's not that bad. I can be like 90% of the players in any mechanically difficult game, so it's not pay to win for me. True. Venti will be great in co-op domains, sure. No more paying. I don't know. I don't know. Farina looks really cool. No, I'm kind of tempted. We'll see if I can do it without the double crystal packs. Then I won't spend. But if it looks good enough, we'll have to see. I can't promise anything anymore. Hoyoverse is too good. They're too good at making me want stuff. There was a Venti in my co-op last night, still OP. My Yo-Yo still can't hit flying enemies though, true. Is there anything here though? Where am I even going? Can I just leave this entire area? I can't believe they didn't block off this area. There's nothing here. Alright, next. Shafted by Hoyo. I feel like every character you ever wanted to pay for end up being, you know, useless. I mean, eventually, one day, once I get a couple more constellations on Dia, you know. Useless is a very, it's a very harsh word. It's very absolute. I don't like saying the word useless. It's more like temporarily disabled. Temporarily benched, you know, they need to go through a training arc first. There's gotta be some like plot developments. And then they'll come back stronger than ever. Just like Yae, right? I complained about Yae and then she got really good. I feel like there's a pattern here, and I trust MiHoYo to not like do me dirty. I even farmed the Vorukasha set for Dia. So I'm very confident that one day she will be useful. The meta can change. Nothing is definite. Dia's fine. Hoyo just needs to double or triple the duration of her burst. It's too short. If it's that short, it needs to do 3 times the damage. True. I feel like they're just gonna fix her. They will make her stronger. Maybe not like a lot stronger, but they did make Sino stronger as well. He's still not very useful, but he is definitely better than he was a year ago when he first came out. MiHoYo likes to give you content. They like to give you characters that are good for future content. Have you guys noticed that? Like, look at Locha, right? Locha is obviously the best healer in the game, but there was no content for him to be useful until Phantilia, and now he's really useful. Not that he was ever useless, it's just that he gets better with time. Unless you're Venti. That will definitely be a pyro buffer in the future for Liney, so Dia will be affected. I've heard leaks that the leaks that I've heard say that Arlecchino will be the pyro buffer. Wait, how many turns is this? Have I already lost? It said 14 turns. I feel like I fucked up. I think I may have fucked up. Wait, I almost dead. Maybe Blade was not the way to go this time. Can I look at my finished battle within 14 turns? 2 out of 14. Okay, I have... Does that mean I have 2 turns left? Alias allies are knocked down. Okay, so that's... What? 2 out of 14. I don't know what any of this means. I'm just gonna go as fast as I can. Finish battle in... Okay, so those 3 out of 14. Oh, I see. It's counting down. Okay, that scared me a moment. Please just die. You get a revive, right? You're not dead forever, right, Tala? No, you're not. Thank God. We distracted you again. Yeah, I was just saying that I was gonna actually focus on the game this time, but apparently not. I didn't press the button fast enough. No, it did that stupid little damage. My fingers are actually not fast enough for this game on the fastest difficulty. I mean, not the fastest difficulty, the fastest speed. I feel like with certain characters, you're basically just spamming buttons all the time. And it's not even like spamming buttons in terms of just pressing them all the time. You're literally like tap, 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 as fast as you possibly can, because you want to get your... You want to get your skill in, or your ultimate in, before they do their follow-up attack. Or their automatic ability. Kind of... I don't know if it sucks, but it does feel kind of weird. Being 30 years old is affecting your gaming skills. I'm not even joking when I say this. It probably is. It probably is. I definitely think I've gotten worse at video games over time. I cannot understand for the life of me play like League of Legends anymore. Simple. More pull-ups and 100 push-ups every day. Congrats once more for completing the drill master bench gamer. Chat with the aid and it should have a prize for you. Okay. What I don't want to do here is min-maxing speed. I think some players set up their team with the right speed so the characters will take their turns in the correct order. I mean, that is the end game of... I think that is the ultimate end goal of Honkai Star Rail. Because my speed, I definitely value speed. If I didn't look at any guides, I definitely would not be building my characters the way I do. But, you know, what they say makes sense. I was, like, watching OK Code the other day, and then he was basically like, do I want more health, or do I just want more speed? And he was like, if you get more speed, you can just go more times. And I'm like, fine, I guess. But then I have 143 speed on my blade now, and my other characters are kind of slower than that, right? So I'm not sure how this is going to work out, because my Tingyun still goes first. Because his set makes him go 40% faster at the start of the game. I'm not sure if that's good or not. I just don't give a fuck. Until I do Memory Chaos, it's all kind of irrelevant anyways, because there's no content in the game that forces me to play that good. So, does it really matter? Not really. 20 turns. I'm only gonna min-max once I don't really even min-max in Genshin Impact, do I? Like, you guys have seen my builds, right? Like, how do you even min-max that? It's literally just RNG. I just use whatever I get. I spent a lot of time. I spend more time farming artifacts now because I feel like there's more stuff to build. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to farm a fucking artifact set for 2 months just so I can maybe get the one artifact I need for my fucking Scaramouche so that he can get, like, crit damage or crit rate instead of fucking 40% regen energy. It's just so, like, mind-numbing. What is min-max? Min-mac? Min-mac is, like, the younger brother of the Big Mac. But for little people. Or poor people. I'm talking about you don't put speed willy-nilly. You have to control the amount of speed you put so the buffer will have their turn first. Yeah, that's true. But I'm not going to do that because it's just too much trouble. Pretty much. I don't want to do that with my life. It's too much. It sounds like pain. That sounds like a level of min-max that I might do in a far future, but I just don't have enough relics so far. And the amount of time it takes, you're basically just throwing your, like, resources down the drain if you just try to farm for relics right now. So, yeah. Where's my well? There he is. Like, there's so much for me to level up right now, I don't even have to think about that. Just get my speed up high and it's fine. I've been farming for a good pyro artifacts and pale flame for 2 years. Yeah, I've been farming for a long time for... Can I fight you? What are the 8 at? Defeat 40 Silvermane guards in the restricted zone. That's right. You can only pass this challenge once you hit that number. Okay, this is gonna be a grind. I've been farming for a good Viridescent set since the start of the entire fucking game. I have never once farmed an entire... I have never once gotten an entire Viridescent set. Not even once. And I don't think I've gotten a Cryo one either. The Blizzard Strayer set. Oh, nope. Get out of here. Nope. The Viridescent set is actually so toxic because it gives you fucking... It gives you another set that is completely useless. That's why everybody goes for the Raiden Shogun set, because it's the one that actually has a useful set beside it. Well, I mean, it's not that useful, but it's still more useful than the usual ones. Why do you keep attacking them? Please stop. Oh my god, I died once. Yeah, Maiden Beloved. It's like, before the Kokomi set came out, you might have considered putting that on Kokomi. But now that you have the dedicated Kokomi set, what is the point of that set? Maiden Beloved is completely useless. I don't think even Barbara uses that set anymore. Like, did Barbara ever use that set? Probably not. Before the Strongbox, I only have one Viridescent set. Now I have set both for Kazuha and Sucrose. Yeah, that has not happened to me. Can you please turn around? Thank you. Why is Well dead? Because I don't know. I feel like every single character other than now that I've gotten used to Blade's number of HP, like the amount of like ungodly HP he has, I feel like everybody just dies way too fast. And he does an ungodly amount of damage as well. I almost maxed out my Blade, by the way. Well, not in terms of traces, but in terms of relics. 15, 15, 15, everything. Traces, it's not like the best, but I've still got a Blades to go. Light Cone, level 70, so I got 10 more levels. So basically all I have left are Traces and Light Cone, and then he'll be a pretty much complete character in terms of how much I'm willing to invest in him for now. Which means your Asta Arlen is gonna die within 1 minute. Wait, how come you didn't use Arlen anymore? Because I got Tingyun, so there's no point in Arlen anymore. You wail for the Light Cone? No. Well, actually, yes. I didn't specifically wail for the Light Cone, but I did wail, yes. Actually, it's not... I got the Light Cone first. I was actually building pity on the Light Cone banner, and then I got Blade's Light Cone, so I had to get him, so I got Blade as well. And then I got Blade's E1, because I was also building pity. I think he has a somewhat similar skill as Blade. Yeah, he does. He's like Blade, but worse. Yeah, building pity. Ouch. Why did they do so much damage? What? Wait, can I revive that guy? Wait, I can revive Bailu, right? Space Anchor. Okay, let's go back. There's gotta be a Space Anchor around here somewhere. Nice. This is what happens when you don't have Gepard on your team. That's a good point. I have, in terms of how much I've wailed on this game, I have bought every single double crystal pack. And I've bought Vulcan's Boon and Battle Pass since the start of the game. So, pretty big wailing. It's not like Omega Leviathan levels whale, but it's still pretty whale.
你别无选择。
So you've spent more on Star Rail than Genshin? No, not nearly as much as Genshin. In Genshin, I bought the double crystal pack 3 times. 3 times over. And I've also bought Battle Pass and Welcome's Boon since maybe the 2nd or 3rd month of starting this game. So it was probably like, when did Genshin come out? It came out in like, what, December or November 2019 or 2020, right? When did Genshin come out? Genshin came out September 2020. So I basically started like paying for this game in maybe around November or December 2020. Yeah, I basically started like shilling for this game around December 2020. Double already happened 3 times. I only saw 2, right? Because double is the first time, right? So 2020, 2021, and 2022. So it's happened 3 times, right? Because we got, the first year was double crystal. The second year after Raiden Shogun released, around the Inazuma was another double crystal reset, and then Sumeru release was another double crystal reset. So in total we had 3 double crystal packs, and then we're going to get another one next month at the very end of. We're going to get another double crystal reset in 4.1, just like for Sumeru. Okay. Why? Oh, that's why I started at Inazuma. Yeah. What do you mean why? Because they want to make money. Wait, how do I do this? How do I get past these guys without notifying them? Wait. Oh! Oh, I have to push this shit. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay, let's see how this goes. Yeah. Okay, please don't shoot.
破绽百出，兵戈无情，剑下不避，死咒将至。
Okay, maybe I can kill these guys first and then. Okay, I get. Yeah, this is good.
求而不要，诸位共赏。
Should be enough. No, it's not enough to kill them. Ouch. Thank you. Thank you. And in addition to the double crystal packs, I also bought the normal crystal packs. I spent maybe like $200 on the double crystal packs for Dia. Around 200. Jesus, that was bad. Because they baited me into pulling for Yelan with Weena. And it turned out I didn't even need Yelan. But I definitely did need Yelan for the Consecrated Beast, so I guess it was kind of worth it, maybe. No, $200 US. No. 200 Taiwan dollars is worth nothing. 200 TWD is like what? It's like $5, and it's like $5 US. The first hop-up reset I used to get Raiden and try to get her weapon. The second one I used to get her C2 and finally got. Oh my god, you're a super meta player. I wish I was like you. I wish I was smart like you. You know, I think I'm gonna do polls in the future for some major like decisions, so that maybe I can use you guys as my meta brain, so that I don't do anything stupid do anything stupid. What are you guys looking at? And then you can just make the decision for me on who to pull for. I mean, I'm the outlier. I don't think you are the outlier in not paying for this game. I think most people don't pay for the game at all. This game is fun without having to pay for it. It's just that I feel okay supporting MiHoYo. Let's just say that. It is okay for me to support MiHoYo. Because I do feel like in terms of return for my enjoyment of the game, it's not like a bad deal. I don't even know what's the current meta. I don't think most people do. That's why they go to Reddit and complain about it. Engulfing Lightning trolled me so much. I got unforged on the first banner. I got 2 Mist Splitters and I think I got 2 unforged as well. I think I've showed you guys what I got for my pulls, right? In terms of my... You guys have seen my weapons, right? I got 2 Mist Splitters. And 2 unforged. I got 1 Mist Splitter and 1 unforged in 1 tempo, and then I got another unforged and another Mist Splitter in like the next 90 pulls. You will be pulling for Scarrow Weapon. I'm still pulling for Scarrow Weapon. I'm currently still pulling for it, hoping against all hopes that I will get one. What the fuck? How does this work? Okay, this gotta be like that. That's not how it works. Okay. What? Am I dumb? I am dumb. Why do I even ask that? I am dumb. Oh. Can we spoil the summer event? Yeah, I don't care about spoilers. You can say anything you want. Well, unless other people don't want you to spoil it, then don't say anything. But in general, I don't care about spoilers. Holy shit! Okay. I just need to... What weakness are you? I have no weakness against you. Jesus. Like, I've already watched people play the summer event. I've seen the cinematic for the summer event. So it doesn't matter if you guys talk about it. But if other people don't want you to spoil, then I guess you should respect them. But I am very spoiler heavy. Like, I knew about... Jesus, you're dead. I knew about the Cocolia fight before the game even came out. Because I was searching for Honkai Star Rail stuff, and then Cocolia was literally on a thumbnail. And it was like titled Last Fight of Honkai Star Rail Beta. So I literally knew about Cocolia's last fight and what she looked like before I even started the game. And I don't know, maybe it did decrease my... I feel like it probably did decrease my interest in Belobog in general, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, so you know about the Klee card then? Yeah. Choo choo. I gotta go now. Alright, see ya, Lily City. What are you talking about with the Klee card? I know there is a Klee card, but I don't really like. Is it worth talking about? Finish battle in fewer than 20 turns. Okay. Like, what is so special about the Klee card? Stop. Oh my god, he's just going all over the time. Jesus, you're dead. Shit! I feel like that's 2 deaths, right? Okay, allies are knocked down no more than 2 times. Okay, that's fine. I can still heal. As long as they don't do anything too crazy. This has to increase in difficulty with the Trailblazer level, right? There's no way that this is this hard, regardless of what level you are. This has to scale due to their Trailblaze level, or else it's completely fucked. I would like to extend my highest respect to you. So really, I'm no big shot. So about that reward. Wait, that was the last fight? Wait, that was it? Really? Huh. Big robots can't have children. What the fuck is this thing talking about? Oh. I thought that was not the last fight. I thought that was just a regular fight. Alright. Huh. Is that it? Recommended team level 79. That's it? Explored. I didn't get to fight this guy though. Is there anything else? No, it's all finished. Alright. Back to Simulated Universe. Or I could do a Forgotten Hall this time. Sure, why not? There's a new Forgotten Hall for Shinjo Local. You guys know that, right? Shop Light Cone Manifest. Nope. I think this is really cool. I didn't realize that they would add in more like Simulated Universe stuff. Yeah, they added another one. This one's for Bellabog. Or this is the most default one, right? And then there's one for Bellabog. This is Memory of Chaos. But they have different Forgotten Halls for each different region we go to. So this one is shared between all enemies. Damage dealt to enemy targets are shared between all enemies. When allies use AoE or blast attack at enemies, increases damage dealt by 50%. Alright, that's cool. Blade. Blade. Shielder. Where's my shielder? I think that this would work. This will probably work. Shielder. You. And for this one, this. Aren't you supposed to not run shielders with Blade? No, because the shield for Preservation Fire MC is so weak that it doesn't matter. You will get damage anyways. Right? Because it's a very, very small shield that she puts on everyone. So there's no point in it. There's no point in thinking about the shield in terms... I guess if you really, really want to get maximum damage, and that you want other people to do as much damage as humanly possible to Blade so that you can maximize your ultimate damage, then it might be a problem, but overall it's not really a problem because you get way more damage through your follow-up attack, and that's not affected by the shield. Okay, one more. I really want Kafka, but I've already wheeled my maximum amount on... Honkai Star Rail. I have no more double crystal packs left. And I'm that much of a whale. That Dia thing was a one-time thing. There is no way I am spending double crystal packs for this game, as much as I like it.
急如律令。
别怪我不客气了，躲不了了吧？
破绽百雷霆在此，斩无赦。
I probably won't be able to spend for a while because of the new GPU I bought. Yeah, the GPU is way more important. I used to think that I used to prioritize differently in terms of spending, but hardware is definitely more important. Like being able to actually play the game is still ultimately more important than you spending money on the game. I used to be very copium about this. Like I literally went to Best Buy. You probably don't know what Best Buy is, but it's basically just like a place where you buy like electronics in Canada. And I would literally sit around all day there considering what game to buy, because I realized that there were games that I would not be able to play on my computer because of the GPU problems. And ultimately, I probably should have saved that money for upgrading my computer rather than... Oh, what the fuck just happened? Rather than buying the game.
此番美景
Next, I'll need to buy a 2 terabyte SSD to put my other games. Yeah, I have a pretty old SSD, another SSD, and I have a hard drive for keeping like my regular shit on. So I have 3 external hard drives. I have 1 extra SSD expansion on my PC, and then my main, like, of course, my own main Windows is installed on another SSD. So I'm considering getting another SSD as well. Okay. So this belt. I guess Danhen, sure, why not? And then I can, for this one I can use this. Who should I put? I guess Fire MC maybe. Fire MC. And I can do this. This and this. Okay. Okay, let's do
拿出魄力来，
this.
存护之志。
This. Are those ascended level 70s or ascended 60s? What do you mean? Because yeah, my Bronya is already level 70. They're all level 70 except for these 2 characters. They're level 80s. Or do you mean the ascended as in the enemy the ascended? Because I know there is a mob called the ascended. But I never really... Oh my god, you literally hit that thing like 1 time. You... That was so easy. Your supports. Oh, they're all level 70s. Except I think maybe Asta. Is Asta level 70? Yeah, 70, 70... I don't think I can level them. I haven't ascended him. I haven't ascended level Bronya, so that I can't really like level her up anymore. But I think I might have ascended level Asta beyond level 70. I just haven't leveled her up yet. MC is level 80. Blade is level 80. Oh my god, it's doubled. You know, in Genshin, there's like ascended level 80. It's level 80. Yeah, I know. Because going above 80 is not worth it. So that's why they do that. But I always level all my characters. And I think it's worth it in this game because there's a lot of... It doesn't take... I don't think it takes as much effort to go to level 80 in this game compared to level 90 in Genshin Impact. Okay, I can do this. Get more your crit damage. Holy shit, that's a lot of damage. Interesting.
机枪备战，枪尖已经点燃，连枪冲锋！
剑下不必留，一事一成。
请助我一臂之力。
松，此番没邀诸位共赏。
I love how Bronya is so good even without any investment. Like, I guess all I did was level her up to level 70, but she has like almost no artifacts on. Her traces are barely leveled up, and she's still doing a ton of work. She's just really good. Do one of those. One of those.
要雨露均沾哦。
I killed one of these robots in Similar Universe with Sela, and I didn't even have... I didn't even have its turn once. It didn't even have its turn once. Yeah. Sela does that. I don't regret not getting Sela. I don't regret not getting Sela. I feel like Sela might have been the same way as John Lee, where even though she probably will get worse as time goes on, I definitely feel like it might have been an anti-fun decision. Like anti-fun as in it might have made the game too trivialized. But I do kind of want to get Sela's just to see when she falls off. And discover that by myself rather than watching a guide on it. Okay.
时不我待，雷霆在此。争斗并不意义。
I've actually never fought this guy before outside of the story. It had a quantum weakness, so it's screwed from the start. Yeah, this game is very weakness dependent. I wonder when they're going to make an enemy that is just not weak to like weaknesses in general.
随我冲阵，兵戈无情。斩，无赦。后悔已经迟了。生死虚实，洞天幻化，长梦一绝。
They're kind of already getting there in terms of making enemies that aren't weak to weaknesses with the robot, the giant robot. Because at some point they're going to have to up the stakes. I just don't know when. Okay, more wind stuff. Wind. Wind and physical, maybe. Wind. Is there fire here? Yeah. Basic attack, okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. One of these. One of these. Can I do this? Yeah, that's an attack. I didn't know what Clara's technique did. Ouch.
歼灭开始。
别怪我不客气了。
兵戈无情。
哪里跑？嘿！还能抢救下，引起军速伤，回来报道。就让你们看这葫芦里卖的什么呀！啊！施我一招凤凰现形，躲不了了吧？
What's up, Mike White? I remember you from last time. I think you've tuned into my streams like at least twice now. What the fuck is this too? Okay, so this is a taunt. It's so weird to see like tanks that only have less than half the health of Blade. Blade truly is a monster, at least in terms of gameplay. Also, I think Hoyo adjusted Sela when fighting these resurrecting enemies. Previously, her passive doesn't proc. When they die earlier, I got surprised it procced. I think it always procced. I don't think they changed it. They very rarely change how the game works once you release a character.
护大家，帮帮我，施瓦洛先生！我来。
命令执行。
Sanction mode.
吃我一招，太凤凰现形。
People are like saying. People are already kind of freaking out about how good Kafka is, but I think Kafka is going to be one of those characters who are not as good when they first come out, and then eventually she'll get better. Even though I'm not really a meta player, so it doesn't really bother me. I just want Kafka because she's hot. Like that's really all there is to it, unfortunately. Oh, she does no damage. Jesus, I forgot. That's sad. And she's gonna die now. Shit. No, it doesn't. Come on, man. I always use Scylla when you kill them and they resurrect. She doesn't give her. Okay, so maybe it was a bug. Maybe it was unintended. I believe you. I believe. This is taking a long time. Am I actually going to be able to do this? Win with at least 12 cycles left. I think it counts down. It doesn't matter. It'll tell me when I have that much time left. Imagine how cool it'd be if we just got to play a Sparrow. Ouch. This is how it feels about Tingyun team now. Somehow he feels weaker than the other team. Yeah. Because you need a lot of skill points for Tingyun. If you gotta like beat him skill points. And it kind of feels bad. Like if he's CC, then he doesn't do any damage. And he doesn't do that great of a single target damage either, so it's just kind of like it feels like he should be doing more. My Blade is definitely out DPSing my Tingyun by a mile, and I haven't even invested in Blade that much. I feel like Blade is also just easier to farm for, right? Blade is way easier to farm for because you get a lot of HP. I don't know if it's biased in favor of HP artifact sets, but it definitely feels like I got HP sets way easier. I kind of just want a second Blade. And they're dead. Wait, did I fail? Have no down characters. I fucked up. Okay. I failed. Ugh. Uh-oh. Yo, what's up, Adrian Gailey? I'm just doing my... I'm currently in the attempting to finish all Honkai Star Rail content in one day. Because then I can finally make my video on Honkai Star Rail story. Finally. But that's gonna take a long time. I gotta do this one first. Okay. Let's do this over again. Let's use Tingyun again because he's still my best DPS in terms of lightning characters. And then I'll use a quantum character. I will get... What's her name? Su Shang. And then I will also use Qingxue. Where's Qingxue? I can't... I'm blind. It sounds muted. What's that music? Is that your phone or in the game? What? What's that music? You mean the in-game music, right? Okay, let's check. Oh, you mean this? That's the radio. You mean that? Because that's the radio. It just happens on the train. I don't know what it... The one when you exited the stage. Yeah, that was the radio. It's over here. Where is it? Where's the radio? Yeah, this is it. You mean that? I don't know how to. It was the. It's the news broadcasting radio. Wait, what? You mean that? Not that. The one when you quit the fight. I don't know.
星际和平播报，观众朋友们，晚上好。
晚上好。
Whatever.
你要进入忘却之庭吗？
I'll do it again. Okay. You. And then Blade, I gotta... Blade. So it's probably in-game, because if your phone, you would know. Yeah, I would know, because my phone is right beside me. My phone does not have music, unless it's a phone call. But the phone call is... The phone call is something else. Wait. The phone call is something else. Okay. My phone call, I don't even remember what music I put for my phone call. It's something like, it's not game music. It's something with piano in it. I don't know what the name of the song is, but it is what it is. I think I'll use her again, and then maybe this. Okay, basic attack. Let's go. Let's do one of these.
时重待机变。
哦，来点手气。
And then let's go.
马上让你知道我的厉害。
Do you hear anything? I'm wondering if it's something in the background, because I do have my door open, so it might be my mom, but she's like upstairs, so it's pretty far. So if you're not hearing anything now, then I'm pretty sure it's just the in-game music. Anyways.
躲不了了吧？
破绽雷霆在此。
哎呦，自摸，
Nice.
嘿嘿嘿。
Okay, it feels a lot faster now.
懂不疼吗？
Probably because I have Tingyun on my team.
斩无赦。
不让开就挨揍了。喊！吃我一招凤凰现形。
I think I just need to get better at skill point management. Also, maybe I should kill the ads first this time. Although it's kind of a waste for my light cone. Because my light cone does prioritize attacking one target. I don't know, maybe I'll just keep going for, I don't know.
等等牌就来。不慌。
Sucks.
嘿嘿。
Also, I think Sushan's sword exists in real life. I feel like I've seen it somewhere. There's no way it exists in real life. It's not. There's no sword that's that thick and that big. Like, you must be thinking of something else. Yeah, now you recover, dumbass. You fucking useless piece of shit. Now you have no skill point.
马上让你知道我的厉害。哪里跑？
And now you're probably gonna get CC'd again. Jesus, you're bad.
见机就行事。
Holy shit.
躲不了了吧？
Yeah, and the Lightning Lord is also delayed. Yeah.
雷霆在此。
你病得不轻，
I can see why people are complaining about him now. He's just not that
要
great.
让你们看见
He's a very copium level good. There are quite a few swords that big.
你。
I feel like most of them aren't. Or maybe it's just because Sushan is not like the tallest character. But it's like the height of...
开就挨揍了。
I don't know. It feels like it's too big. In real life, this would be a very big sword. I feel like. I guess maybe it's because she's not like a tall character. But it does feel like it's kind of oversized. It's so oversized in real life, not oversized in-game. Because there are a ton of way bigger swords in fantasy settings. But in real life, this would be like... I don't know. It looks too thick. Oh, should I use my... Okay, it's fine.
凤凰现形。
It's fine. I can view my skill point again. I can get another one. But is he gonna get CC'd again? That's the question. No. Balu gets CC'd.
兵戈无情。斩无赦。
Ugh.
等
Okay.
等牌就来。
It's fine. I just gotta... Do I have the buff? No, I don't have the buff. I don't get to hit twice. If he had hit Tingyun there, my Lightning Lord would not be able to do
随
anything.
我冲阵，
And now he has no skill point. Jesus.
我来治治。嘿咻
Although, to be fair, I do have Tingyun on my team, which means that she automatically gets less skill points. That is something.
哪里跑？
破绽百出，雷霆在此。
马上让你知道我的厉害。让我摸个鱼吧，拜托。嘿，服了。你病得不轻，嘿。剑击碰你，躲不了了吧？
时不我待，
You have Tingyun and Sushang, yeah.
兵戈无情。
Sushang is a... I feel like Sushang Sushang is a skill point positive character, right? So it's not... Oh, 16 cycles. So I have
再走近一
12...
些也无妨。
I have 4 cycles left. Maybe you should have brought Tingyun. Nah, Tingyun's over. I don't like playing with Tingyun anymore because Tingyun is a dead character. I don't know why I feel like that.
从不知
Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Why does it matter if she's dead in lore?
拿出魄力来。
No clue.
你挡路了，一时一
I do realize why Hoyoverse is adverse against killing characters. I do feel that way. And because even though I'm not like the biggest lore nerd, it still feels kind of weird just playing with characters that are already dead. Because there's no future for them, right?
你会为此付出代价，
Oh, I don't have a healer. I just realized I have no healer. I'm fucked.
请助我一臂之力。
剑下不必留情。
I think I fucked up. Whatever.
彼岸葬送，
It doesn't matter. Blade is too OP. It doesn't
有
matter.
诸位共赏。
They're already dead. As long as they don't attack my Asta, I'm fine. Fuck. They brought Big Ape. What do you call this guy? I just call him Ape Lord.
不请自来。
Okay, as long as I taunt them, it's fine.
一切都星星啊，像开拓者。
Why are you talking to me? I don't understand. So if I do that... Or if I can just
我们早已踏入风
do
暴，
that,
为了守护和捍卫，
and then I taunt
他
them.
们。
Let's go. This is probably more important. Been chilling, eh? Never mind, the color scheme is just the same, but it's totally different from Qin Shi Huang's sword. What the fuck is Qin Shi Huang's sword? Who the fuck is that enemy on the right? It's the Ape Lord. It's the new abundance enemy. Well, he's not abundance, but well, he is, but he's not. He's just this big damage. He's not actually abundance character. I guess it feels kind of weird to see like abundance here because it is abundance aligned, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything about his techniques or abilities. It just means he's part of that category of enemies. Okay. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get hits.
机枪备战，
Can I attack them? Yes, I can. Give me my...
枪尖已经点燃，连枪。
Who the fuck is that enemy on the right? I already answered that. He is a big ape.
四周将至，
Oh shit! Shit. Okay. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I can... I think I'm dead.
还不够。
Please don't do that. Please don't hack me. Please don't. Fuck. I forgot I need a healer. Okay. I can still do this. It's fine. I can't bring this little shit over here. You go again. Maybe Tingyun, I don't know. Yeah, That music. That was the phone. That was not the phone. Not my phone. That was the radio. In the game. That was the radio in the game. They have really weird times when it goes. I don't know. It must be a bug or something. It can't be on purpose. But that is basically the sound it plays when you start the radio on the Astro Express. Bring the damn fox. She has actual synergy with Lyman. No, I don't care. That's actually kind of ironic that she has synergy with Tingyun. But no, I don't want him. I don't want her. He is no bueno. No, 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 no. Okay, I'll do the same thing again for this one. And then for Blade. I guess I have to bring a healer, right? It feels like because of a big ape lord, I have to bring a healer. Or I can just taunt. I can just taunt better. Right? I can just taunt better. I should probably bring my Bronia, I guess. Bronia. Actually, let's just try that again. No, 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 no. What if I bring you? No, that doesn't make any sense for Blade. Okay, okay. I see what I need to do. Get out of here. I can use you instead. This does not work at all, does it? I feel like they would do too much damage. No, it's fine. I think it's possible. Okay, let's bring you. Maybe you as well. And then you. Speaking of Tingyun, I think I need to level her to 80 because she just died easily. She always dies easily no matter what. Unfortunately. Okay, hopefully this goes better than last time. I have experience on my side. Okay. Okay, I think that's enough. I do have my shield on. Let's go for something. Okay. Ouch. Let's do one of these. And he's CC'd. Shield on. After playing with Blade, it definitely feels like Tingyun's damage is subpar. It does kind of feel subpar, not gonna lie. Because it feels really weird because Erudition is supposed to be an AoE class, right? But Blade is also AoE, and he does AoE better than Tingyun. So what's going on here? I feel like Erudition is kind of just a useless class in general. Please freeze, thank you. And I fucked up with the skill points again.
无赦！
嘿嘿嘿，
时不我待，雷霆在此。
让开就挨揍了。哼，
正义已至，冰雪铸成此志，永不终结。
正着二点。等等牌就来。
Wait, does his shield stack?
随我冲阵。
让我摸个鱼吧，拜托。
It feels like he's getting a lot of shield, but it almost feels like it's stacking because of how much there is. No, it doesn't stack. Jesus, fuck.
施我一招，太凤凰
Because I feel like I'm getting way more shield than I'm used to. But I guess when the only character that I know of that shields is
荆轲无情。
wait,
马上让你
it's already turn 15. Don't I only have 14 turns? Or 12 cycles? Okay. That sucks. This is taking a lot of time. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm disappointed in Tingyun, but
不过如此。
it could do better. He keeps getting CC. I feel like I almost have to build effect resistance on
眼疾
Tingyun.
就行事。
雷霆在
Because he's just not doing anything. If he's CC'd, if he's like if he doesn't have a skill point.
无赦。
Ouch. Yeah, and he CC'd again as well as being low health. That took way too long. Okay, now I have 2 turns left. And I just wasted that for no reason.
要雨露均沾哦，拿出魄力来。
Fushin will block CC? Really? Please insta die. No, you don't do that.
死咒将至。
Why does it feel like he takes so much of his own health? Thank you.
彼岸葬送。此番美景，我虽有诸位。
Yeah, once per use of her skill. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get her unless I get extremely lucky. Thank you for attacking me. I can't taunt now, can I? Shit. Alright, whatever.
请助我一臂之力。
剑下不必留情。彼岸葬送。
张嘴。
不是。
就让你们看这葫芦里
Delios.
卖的什么呀？
Do
此
that.
番美景，我虽求而不
Maybe get rid of you or you first. Which one should I go for? I'll get rid of Abe.
为共赏。
Holy shit, you actually died? What the fuck?
还不够。
See, now that's the kind of damage that makes me go, wow, amazing. Money spent worth. Oh my god.
嘿，一切，星星啊！
Please give me more
这开拓者
turns.
们赐予你真正的祝福吧。
送你一场，一事一成。彼岸葬送。
别放过任何破绽。
Thank you.
我来支早已踏入风暴，为了守护和捍卫，击溃他们。嘿，
剑下不怕。
I'm so close, but so far. I think I'm not gonna make it. Okay, so it goes until the end of 12 terms, right? I think I will make it. I think it'll work.
这一战不
This
可
looks
避免，
doable.
请助我一臂之力。
Nice. 3 stars. Level 80. Okay, this one's the hard one because it requires Quantum. Quantum, Fire, Ice. I have no Ice damage characters, no Quantum damage characters, except, I guess, there's Pella and... Yeah, I have Pella for Ice. Pella is literally the only ice damage character I have. And Tingyun is my only quantum damage character. So I guess I'm stuck here for now. 5 and 6. Holy shit, each of these give me 200 primos. Jesus.
这里
And it's frozen. You want me to raid without achievements. Complete Warring Expedition 9 times. You get it for battle. Technique Breaker. Defeat 10 enemies with technique damage. Use a technique to defeat all enemies upon entering battle. Alright, I'm gonna keep pulling until I get another blade. Just for sets. Because I've already come this far, I might as well go a tiny bit farther. And I'm not gonna get Fushun anyway, so I'm gonna be saving for a long ass time. For whoever it is I'm going for next. E2 blade or nothing. I guess it's nothing.
晚上好。
你要进入忘却之庭吗？
Can I do Memory of Chaos though? I feel like I can. 1 or 2? 2 stars. Blade. Blade Imaginary. Did I get fire? Probably not. I'm going to get the baby Sucrose after Fushun. Who is baby Sucrose? Who are you talking about after Fushun? I didn't even know there were leaks for characters after Fushun. Oh, you mean Huohuo? I'm gonna be honest, all the characters after Fushun, except for maybe Topaz, look kind of mid. Fushun is definitely the only character that, so far, outside of Kafka, that I'm like extremely interested in. Yeah, Huohuo. She sounds stupid. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I'm so toxic when it comes to liking this or that character. Quantum? Sure, I'll go for Quantum. And then this one, I think I will go for Imaginary. Imaginary. Ice. And Wind. No healers, let's go. What does Huohuo even do? Have you seen the... What have you seen for her in terms of leaks? Or does it even matter to you?
如律令，时重待机便可。
要雨露均沾哦。那我就快点了。
Oh yeah, and Skrullum. Skrullum looked cool to me until I heard his voice, which is exactly the same as any other character's voice. Maybe he needs more of like a reverb on his voice, and then he'll sound more robotic.
斩无赦。
我来治治你。嘿，
留下裂痕。
随我冲阵，雷霆在此。
She heals and regenerates energy to everyone in the party. I feel like there's so many different types of healing. But really, there's only 2 types of healers. There's the kind of healer who cleanses. There's the type of cleanses and heals, and the type of healer who attacks and heals. That's basically the only 2 types of healers there are.
一切都清醒了，向开拓者们。
So Kokomi is like type number 2. And Bailu is like type number 1.
师傅我带，
With heal over time and energy regeneration over time. Oh, there's also that niche.
宾客无情。
Okay, full stack, let's go.
闷声发
Nice.
大财，自摸。
GG's. I forgot, do I get to keep my ult? Yes, I
他就不会
do.
打我吗？
Okay, let's do one of
要一路
these.
军战哦。
One of
急如律
these.
令，
How far are you from finishing Memory of Chaos, by the way?
拜托，
Have you tried it at all? Because I've been basically avoiding Memory of Chaos so
雷
far.
霆在此。
就让你们看这葫芦里。
And I wonder if that's a mistake. Maybe I should do... I am probably going to do Memory of Chaos. I am doing Memory of Chaos right now, but I have not tried my hardest in terms of how meta I can go.
等等牌就来，
And that probably gives me a very skewed idea of how hard this game is.
不请自来。
Because so far it's being like easy build, right?
看着有点虚。嘿，
宾客无情，
I'm very far from completing it, but I haven't really farmed relics yet. Hasn't Enviosity gone into like 35 stars or 30 stars? I think the most recent tweet I read from him said that he got to 30 stars, which is insane for someone who's not pay to win.
随我冲阵，雷霆在此。
我来治治你。嘿，
Or what kind of teams I should build. But I guess I don't know which sets I should go for. So basically what I'm going for. I've updated my HSR character spreadsheet. So I have Bronia now, which is another gap filled. Basically what I want is 4 characters for each. I need at least minimum 4 characters for each element. Right? Each element.
猜猜
I
我要
need
干
some
什
kind
么
of support. I need 2 DPS units just in case to like. I either need an erudition or destruction, and then I need a hunt character. So I no longer need an erudition for wind because Blade already does enough AoE damage. Same for physical. I can just use Clara for AoE damage. I don't know what the fuck MC does anymore. I forgot what he does. I guess MC physical also does damage, but essentially what I need now is a hunt character for these gaps. For all of the ones I have erudition, I don't need Xue Yi because I already have Tingyun. I don't need... Well, actually, I need Dan Hen. I need both. I need both of them. I need either Dan Hen or an erudition character for imaginary, and then a hunt character, and then ice, of course. Ideally, I would get Yae because I need single target damage because I have Herda, but Herda is so bad I might as well get Jingliu as well. So that's basically where I'm at in terms of meta.
星星啊，向开拓者们赐予你真正的祝福吧。嘿嘿，你病得不轻。嘿，
随我冲阵，雷霆在此。斩，无赦。
I'm basically just filling out each of the apps. There's a leaked hunt imaginary called Dr. Ratio. I know it's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's awesome.
强敌在前，留下了也不妨一试。
拿出魄力来。
I will get Dr. Ratio if it comes out at a time that I can wait for it. Because I don't think Dr. Ratio is a girl, and I'm my desire to get characters that are not girls definitely goes down somewhat. Actually, I think the only time I've ever wailed for a male character is John Lee. I've never wailed for another character that is not John Lee. The only characters I've ever wailed for are female characters and John Lee. Ouch.
眼下不必留情。此番美景邀诸位共赏。
我方占据优势，再来一下，请助我一臂之力。
Let's go, let's go. Probably should not have done that. I probably should have ulted first. Uh-oh.
敌方数据说收网标记激活，接下来就是愉快的反击时间了。
For the most part, I don't treat characters that do not have picture leaks as actually existing. So like, yeah, I know that Yae is eventually coming eventually. Ranmei is more real because she already has a light cone that has a picture of her. Skrulum is also there somewhere. I don't know where I put Skrulum. I actually should probably put him on here somewhere, but I don't know where he is. Lynx already revealed, but I don't want her. Who is getting Lynx? I feel like nobody cares about Lynx. Hanabi, I don't know where she is. Sela, she's boring. Shui, she's already been revealed. So those are the characters that are more real to me. And that's why I was kind of tempted to get Yinqing, because I don't know when the fuck Yaya is gonna come. I don't plan that far ahead. That's the thing with me. The only main man character I'm waiting for is Skrulum. Yeah, that makes sense. Skrulum is I feel like Skrulum has that attraction of being a robot, but I don't know how attractive that is going to be, because most people do play this game to like... let's be honest, most people do play these games to simp for characters, right? So if you're going to make a robot, that's obviously going to be less simp-worthy compared to all the other characters. Please don't attack me. Okay, okay. I can still do this. Okay, finally, heals. As long as my blade stays alive, it's fine. Holy shit! That was fast. Lynx is cool for Blade because she buffs. I don't know why that plays so often. Can I do this one? I think I can. Okay, so Blade again. I don't have anything for this though, except for Welt. Okay, so this. It does have fire weakness though, so maybe I'll use this. Fire preservation. And who else? Maybe a physical character. No, I'll just go for more fire. Fire character. Yeah, that's too much. Too much aggro. Okay, so Welt, you go, and then fire. For this one, I'll probably use Bronia again. Do this. Quantum. Bronia. To be honest, I'm barely even pulling for women either. Who have you spent the most pose for? I've definitely spent the most pulse for Blade currently. I don't even feel bad. I feel like Blade is definitely going to be acknowledged as like one of the top tier characters in the next year or so. Tingyun probably? Seriously. I really hope they nail the epilogue for Shinjo Wofu so that they don't screw up. They don't make the people who like either don't care or care for Tingyun that mad. Because no matter what, somebody is going to be mad. And I feel like this is prime material for like weirdos to get all upset over Hoyoverse doing this or that. Getting Tingyun wasn't even intended. Yeah, same. Same. In hindsight, if I could have switched Tingyun for Sela, I definitely would have gone for Sela rather than Tingyun.
留下来吧。即如律令。看来是棋逢对，雷霆在此。
机枪备战。
Okay.
枪尖已经点燃，岩枪冲锋。毫发无伤。
斩！ 无赦。十步音歌无情。
But he's a decent character, so I'm not mad. I'm not mad either. Even when I get bad characters, like, let's be honest, Dia is the... Even if Dia is not completely useless, she is kind of like B tier character material. But at the same time, I got my will. I simped, and I knew what I was doing. So is there really anything to get mad about?
交给我吧。
I guess it does make sense for them to... Strictly speaking, it probably is better for them to make a character that is good rather than bad, so that everybody can be happy. Maybe. I guess there is also an argument that can be made that if all characters are good, then no characters are good. So maybe that's what their thought process is in when it comes to making characters that are not as good as other characters. They're just blatantly bad. I don't know.
再走近一些也
Need
无
some
妨。
thought. This needs some thought
来
put
点手
into
机
it.，
拿出魄力来。
Now I would rage if I ever got Dia. Well, I knew what I was going into when I got Dia. Like, at least give me Tignari constellations. It's not about her being bad or not. It's making the decision to get her. Please attack Blade. I swear Dia will be useful one day.
此番美景，我虽求有诸位。
I really do hope that... I would be quite sad if the Hyrule Archon does not turn out to be very good for her.
你会为此付出代价，请助我一臂之力。
看着有点虚。
送你一场。
见机就行事，来。
God damn. Blade just deletes these things. Copium? It's not copium. It really is how MiHoYo functions. Like, maybe she won't be like meta,
要雨露均沾哦。
but she'll still be better. That's always how it works. Always.
让我摸个鱼吧，拜托。
Tingyun doesn't send her second attack if her main target dies. Really?
此咒将
I just assumed that she didn't have her buff on.
救赎。
Fuck. Okay, okay.
番美景，
Give me the heal.
我虽求而不要诸位共赏。
I thought Blade would be way worse than he is, honestly, because he's never going to be above 50% HP for the most part of the time, right? But that's not really that bad, especially when he's so buff.
别放过任何破绽，请助我一臂之力。
剑下不必留情人。遗憾葬送。
我们早已踏入风暴，为了守护和捍卫，击溃他们。自摸，嘿嘿嘿。
Oh, that's a lot of dot damage.
祈祷无用，这一战不可避免，请助我一臂之力。罪
Ouch.
送你一场。
Nice. So that's the second memory of chaos. What's the third one? I'm surprised that they go up this much in difficulty because I haven't even gotten to like halfway through. Which means that halfway through, I would definitely need all level 80 characters to do any of this. Alright. Claim that, claim that. I'm done with Memory of Chaos for now. Probably gonna do some quests. Level 33.
星际和平。
What is this? Oh, I got a free Tingyun. Nice.
播报观众朋友，
And exchange for this. Can I exchange anything? No. Yeah, you definitely need level 80 characters with mask traces. Yeah. Spiral Abyss? I don't feel like Spiral Abyss was this hard. I guess Spiral Best, you do need level 90 character. Do you need the level 90 characters to go from like floor 9 to floor 11? I don't think you do. It's only around floor 11 that you need maxed out characters, right? I feel like all of the previous floors you can just kind of wing it. Ooh.
们晚上好。
And good relics. I totally do not have those. Okay, I gotta drink some water. Get my Adolin set up. What is your Adolin? Skyward Command. Ah. Bless you. I feel like my sneezes don't require bless you. My sneezes require more like are you still alive? Your sneeze sounded like it just created a fucking volcano or something. When an ally's current energy limit is equal to its energy limit, Yukong regenerates an additional 5 energy. This effect can only be triggered once per each ally. The trigger count is reset after Yukong uses her ultimate. And at any ally, so does that count as Yukong as well? I guess it doesn't matter for Yukong because you can't regenerate more than max energy. So it can hit him 3 times per ultimate. So you just get 5 energy. You get 15 energy maximum. Alright. That's cool. You just get another 15 energy.
晚上好。
Okay, let's go finish some quests. I feel like there's a ton of stuff I can do. How is he dead? How is he dead? Did you guys see him die? Bellabog landscape paintings. Let me check which paintings are missing. Great Mine, Rubini. The impoverished laborer smashing open a solid rock. Beneath his mighty hammer, natural sparks spurt forth. Oh, I'm so hungry, I can't paint anymore. I wish I had some stone-grilled ohms. Here you go, some stone-grilled ohms. Where do I get these? Where do I get those? How do you make stone-grilled ohms? I'm here to chase up the commission. Stone-grilled ohms. What? What? Only a member of Chaos, which shouldn't actually kill him. Yeah. What? How do I make one of these? Stone-grilled alms. What is a stone-grilled alm? Hello? Where do I get that? What even is an alm? Roasted alm is one of the most monotonous sources of protein in the underworld of Bellabog. The texture of this amphibian's flesh is indistinguishable from chicken. Alas, most Bellabogians. So is that really what you call them, Bellabogians? Today have never seen chicken. The trick is to eat an alm, is not to see it as it was when it was alive. What? Where do I get this though? Nuts. I just gave him money, so try to buy himself. Can I do that? Here's some money. Get some for... Oh my god, I'm so stupid for not reading shit. Kind people still exist in this world. Oh my god. Me and my dumbass brain. Kind-hearted stranger, my artistic inspiration surging up like the fountains outside the museum. Probably nothing. My name's Rabini, and I'm currently racking my brains about what to draw as an exhibit for the Belobog History and Culture Museum. Next up, I, Rabini, will add the finishing touches to this landscape, depicting the great mind. Beseech you to be a witness. And so it is done. I shall name this painting The Laborers. So you're just doing it for money. No, that's not right. I surmise that you're not an aficionado of art. Sometimes, when a piece of art cannot be perfected, all that's needed is just this stroke of inspiration. I'm going to personally send this painting to the museum. It's time for all the people of Belobog to enjoy this powerful artwork. Until next time, kind one, if you're still interested in the painting, go check it out in the museum. I think this is the first time that the chat has actually helped me in something that I actually literally could not do unless somebody told me. Probably not the first time, but it's the first time I remember. You know, I'm too lazy to read the text. It is what it is. Faster than expected. Looks like he's improved. I wonder what kind of social commentary MiHoYo could possibly be doing with this. I was watching Ashikai's stream. Not Ashikai's stream, but I think it wasn't even stream. It was kind of like, it was just a video of her talking about the inspirations around Fontaine and stuff like that. And then she said something about how like HoYoverse was actually a pretty brave company to do all this like social commentary because they're based in China, right? And I'm not sure if that's true or how much of that social commentary is like, how much of all of this is just meant to like make money. How much of the catering to like the LGBT community with like the lesbian characters and the Kaveh and what's her name, Al-Haytham stuff is meant to like attract the people who like that kind of stuff to make money. Like obviously it's still at the very end of the day to make money, right? But how much of that is specifically for the purpose of making money versus, you know, because they like it, because they like the product that they made? I don't know. It's interesting to think about. There's obviously like different various layers to this. A paragon of the nomadism movement depicts the scenery of the Great Mind. Seeing this picture might cause the overworlders to harbor an impractical, romanticized notion of the dusty miners. Yeah. If I was being cynical, I would just put it all down to making money. Obviously, they want everybody to love the characters as much as possible, so that we spend money on the characters. But at the same time, I feel like it's gotten to the point where they kind of have to put out these disclaimers. Like, if you look at Twitter, call me blind, but I doubt any characters is actually directed at these people. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, because they're obviously doing something to attract people who specifically like these characters, whether because they're like lesbian or gay or whatever. They definitely see something in these characters, and MiHoYo is definitely not doing anything to dispel these rumors, aside from just obeying like China's laws. And apparently there was also a scene where like Sela and Bronya kissed in Honkai Impact 3rd. So there's definitely, but then it got erased because of like censorship in China. So there's definitely some stuff going on there where like somebody wants that stuff to happen at HoYoverse. But how much of it is motivated by we just want to make money versus, well, we actually like the stuff. Okay, what is the goal here now? Upgrade General Hall exterior to level 11 and complete 1 round of management. Level 11, okay. Replace. I don't think you're very good anymore. So let me take you off. And then put... maybe you, Pella? No. 36, 52, 14. Fine, I have to use you. But only Honkai Impact. Like, I think Honkai has lesbian characters or something anyways. The girls were already kissing 30 minutes into the story. Really, I never got that far. Honkai Impact, but the only time it was obvious in Genshin for me was for Beidou and Ningguang during that Lantern Rite cutscene. They didn't even kiss, but there was definitely something going on in terms of how it was like set up as a scene. And that was long after the community had already just started making conspiracy theories about them being gay or whatever. Well, Sela and Bronya definitely are probably lesbian. And that's the relationship that has been following them all the way from Honkai Impact to Star Rail. So I don't think that is like a conspiracy at all anymore. Ultimately, all of this is meant to make money, so it's kind of worthless to talk about it. We're never going to be able to separate whether or not something is like artistic intent versus like money-making intent, because all of it, even if it is artistic, like creative processes that are meant to like create joy with people, it's still meant to make money at the end of the day. Which is why I find all this like shipping wars, all of these wars between shippers, like, it's so nonsensical, because at the end of the day, they're not going to confirm enough relationships to make a dent in their profit. If they confirm that so-and-so were with another character who is so-and-so sexuality or whatever, that would actually, like, decrease their profits. Which is why they rarely kill characters anymore. And that's why I kind of want Tingyun to die. It's not that I have anything against Tingyun or that I think it makes the story better. I just want to see if they can kill a character in one of these games again. Okay, replace. Natasha. I basically want. Sometimes the way I enjoy Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact is because of meta reasons, right? It's not necessarily in favor or in service of the story. It's just that I want to see what Hoyoverse is capable of. Yo, what's up, Reratica? Sometimes I just want to see things happen because I want to know that Hoyoverse is capable of doing those things. As sad as that sounds. What I missed? Well, I'm currently trying to complete everything in Honkai Star Rail. I'm doing the event for it. I was talking about how I want things in these games, in Hoyoverse games, to happen, because I want to know that Hoyoverse is capable of doing these things. For example, killing Tingyun. It's not that I think killing Tingyun is good in service of the story or that I want Tingyun to die. It's just because I want to know whether or not they can kill these characters. Whether or not they're still able to do that. Or is it going to be too much of a drag on their profits? And I was just talking about how, like, there's all sorts of theories going on about the sexuality of the characters in Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail and whatever, and Honkai Impact 3rd. But I'm not sure whether or not that's in service of these, like, whether or not the people creating these stories are doing it because they want to make the maximum amount of profit profitable, because they're like catering to these fan bases, or if it's because they themselves want these ships to happen from like a purely creative perspective. And I think it's pretty much impossible to confirm either or, because even if there are like there are definitely ships that they incentivize people to care about. For example, Kaveh and Alhaitham, Sela and Bronya, Ningguang and Beidou. but they never hard confirm anything. And I'm not sure if that's because of censorship, or because it's better for profits, or if it's because it's because of like creative decisions. What you were saying about them gauging people's reactions sounds plausible. Yeah, that's basically what I was saying, right? Tingyun's death is definitely done in a way so that they can go either way. They can either kill her, or they can kill her, or they can make her come back in some fashion, or they can use her for later plot purposes. And they basically explained that there is definitely a chance she is not dead. There's a good chance she is not dead immediately after the twist happened. And I'm not sure if that's because they want to put that there from like a creative storytelling perspective, or if it's because they don't want people who like Tingyun to freak the fuck out, right? Because if they literally kill Tingyun and somebody loves Tingyun, then we could get another situation where it's like, oh my god, Hoyoverse just killed my waifu, now I'm gonna kill Dawei, fuck you! And then somebody literally drives the fucking van or truck into Hoyoverse headquarters. You know, as dumb as that sounds, it's kind of like, it's possible now. I don't really know about these chips though. I've seen nothing that I didn't require and tinfoil had to require to interpret before I left in 3.4. You left in 3.4. That's interesting to leave the game at. Level 11, okay. Let's do that again. Okay, I got a Wallace. Who the fuck is Wallace? With all exhibition areas in perfect S condition. How do I get access to this one? Complete one round of management. Okay, I need to hire somebody now. How do I hire people? Wait, did I just get access to the new hire automatically? So I can just replace this. I can just get this guy immediately. You're out, you're in. Level up, maybe. Level up that once. Level that up again. Alright. I've seen nothing that didn't require as tinfoil. He's a rich guy who keeps trying to buy friends. Really? How do you know his lore? Oh yeah, I did the mission for that, didn't I? If I remember correctly, he's a daily mission. Man, I've seen the Fontaine maps. It's not that big compared to Sumeru and 3.0, to be honest. I mean, it's got a lot of verticality, doesn't it? Because it's underwater. Oil paintings. It's got a lot of verticality, so it's not the same. Imagine if in 4.1, we don't even expand the map, like, wide, in terms of its, like, thickness. We just expand downwards, and downwards, and downwards. And it keeps going down and down and down until like we go through the bottom of the crust, and then we go into like an ocean below the crust, and below the ocean, beneath the crust is like an entire sky, and then it turns out we're just on a floating spaceship the entire time. Like we literally we will drill a hole through the crust of Teyvat, and then we will find out what the fucking sky is. And then we find out we're the sky of another civilization beneath us. Like, I might be biased, but I actually don't see MiHoYo actually implying ships except for 2 of them. That's true. Most ships are never going to get confirmed anyways. Find Rabini at the Golden Theater. Where's the Golden Theater? Oh, there it is. Holy shit, that's Tram. I haven't seen you in a while. And I feel like people who imagine these are just victims of confirmation bias. Well, it's important that these people exist, right? Because if these people didn't exist, who would get hyped up enough about... Like, we call ourselves hardcore players. We call ourselves, like, special... the most invested players in the story. But we're actually not. The people who are the most invested in these games, I feel like, are the artists. And the people who get really in-depth into the ships. Because they're the ones who actually put the most effort into the content. They literally create content for the game. We just played the fucking game and talk about it. Like, what is this? This is nothing. All of the major content creators that are not like guide makers and like artists, and even the fan fiction people, they're the actual content creators. Like people like Erotic Walrus and that. I don't know. I don't want to name names. So basically all the people who just talk about the games like me, we're kind of just leeches. Wait, who are you talking about? And I feel like nothing can imagine those people are just victims of confirmation bias. I'm afraid you'll have to try elsewhere. What I want to buy is one of your paintings. No way. Artwork here has been commissioned by the Belobog History and Culture Museum. It's a commission, get it? That means so long as you pay enough, it can be your commission. As for the price of this one, 12,000 credits will do. You should pump it up a little if you're really sincere about these things. Otherwise, why would I terminate my contract with the museum, right? Fine by me. Not bad. You really are a breath of fresh air. Okay, so I just have to pay for it. You are now the proud owner of this painting. As for the name, I haven't settled on one yet, but seeing as it's yours now, such a daunting task lies in your hands. Now then, I have to figure out a way. I'm pretty sure there was a way for me to get this painting without paying like 12,000 credits, but I'm too lazy. Maybe we meet again, stranger. Those people, lore discussion is where it's at. Those people only pervert the game. What are you talking about? Like, aren't people who care about ships lore people? They are kind of like lore people, right? They are a sort of lore people. Wait, I'm kind of lost in the conversation. This is what happens online. Nobody knows what everybody else is talking about. We just vibe. And then spit out whatever we think we're thinking. That's basically how the internet works, so it's fine. You're not lost, you're just not vibing in the same way. No, they are not lore people. Let me see. Pretty darn good. Horror of naming it should belong to you. Can't tell what this is. No, name is particularly avant-garde. I might have my own issues with the name, but I still promise you naming rights, so be it. Good work. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? That blue shit. Lore people are mythology nerds. I mean, some aren't. Some are just regular people who really like the lore. Looks like this piece can now be put on display. Oil painting of the Golden Theater. Alright. Thanks to you, all the exhibits in the general hall have been recovered. Come and talk to me at the exhibit hall. Okay. Where are you? Thanks to your help, the general hall is filled with exhibits. Now visitors from all over Belobog will be able to understand the background of the city better. Is this thing real? This is awesome. Thanks for your hard work. Here is the reward for you. Nice. Can I do a poll now? No. Fuck, your reward sucks. Wait. Now I can do my poll. Alright, Blade, let's go. No, you piece of shit. Yeah. Okay, let's do one simulated universe just to cool off from all of this exciting museum gameplay. I like this museum. I'm not being sarcastic. I just need to do my simulated universe before the end of the week so I can get all my rewards. Yeah, shipping is okay, but forcing people to accept their ships is the problem since they didn't confirm anything. Well, there's a lot of ways to like... there's a lot of ways to step on other people's toes when it comes to ships. Like you say something about one ship and somebody else says something about another ship, and then suddenly you're in a fight online on Twitter for like your dignity. I've never gone into anything like that because I don't care enough. I just play the game. Shipping is cringe. I don't know. I definitely do engage in shipping in the same way that like some people just prefer certain couples versus others. Like the fact that Shinji didn't get with Asuka and went with Mary and fucking Evangelion is like the worst shit ever in my entire life, and kind of just soured my entire view of this entire series. But you know, the creator is gonna do what creators do. They're gonna just write stories the way they want them, no matter whether or not it's good for the story or not. I do wonder, like, when it comes to the problems that people are complaining about, is it really that the writers don't understand that there are problems, or they just prefer the story to be told in that way? I don't know. Okay, what am I supposed to be farming for? Because now I can just farm for shit that I really want. Okay. Let's not do this first. I'm gonna do the event. Because I heard that the event actually gets super hard if you do your Equilibrium 6. So I've held off from doing Equilibrium 6 until now because I want to be able to do this one. Tales of the Fantastic. The crisis on the Luofu has subsided, and the stories of the feats of the Nameless can be heard on every street corner of the Luofu. The storyteller, Mr. Cien of Starskip Haven, seems to be interested in your adventure and wants to retell it in story form. Excuse me, is this the deceased Miss Bench Gamer's number? What the heck? Worst, I'm losing my ability to type. The most feeling is scrolling through fan art and seeing two characters kiss. What's wrong with seeing two characters kiss? Unless it's like nude, then I'm okay with it. My apologies, I meant to distinguish. This autocorrect is a little morbid. Okay. You're a hero of the Shinjo. I've worked hard to get your contact details. In fact, I have some private matter I'm hoping you can help me with. I hope it won't be too much trouble. It'll be new trouble. I've heard you tell stories a lot when I went past the tea house. I'd be honored to be able to help you. Oh, you flatter me. I usually tell stories on the stage before the Sleepless Earl. You can find me there to discuss this issue face to face, okay? Can I just teleport here? No, I can't. I don't want to see people kissing, but people do kiss in real life, just all the time. So I do feel like it would be a kind of weird to not have kissing in games. The only in a story game where there are like ships, the only thing they ship any characters is by how they close to another character. But man, for some people also can see it as a best friend relationship too. True. Not every single relationship has to be like a best friend. It has to be a romantic relationship. And then you have things like Tectone baiting people on Twitch. Curved wood must be bent again to reach straightness, and finding truth from exaggerations and lies takes knack. When the real is fake, the fake is also real, and you need to toss a coin to hear my spiel. I am Cien, a humble storyteller at the Sleepless Earl. If you'd like to listen to a few novel-length tales, you might have to wait here for a while. Then again, though there is still time for the story sessions, if you were to sip some tea and listen to a few tunes, it wouldn't be a complete waste of time, would it? Great, I was just about to order some tea. You are a storyteller, but also involved with running a tea house here. Good sir, don't talk like that. If the tea house has business, then more patrons will come to drink tea. With my patrons, I then can make friends and earn a little money for myself. Besides, the tea at the Sleepless Earl isn't too shabby. If you like some recommendations, I'd say order a pot of honey Hunter Malphone tea. Satisfaction guaranteed. Some guests are tea aficionados and often pontificate about all kinds of expert tea lore at the Sleepless Earl. I'm not a smart man, but I have memorized some facts and I can show them off. Would you be interested? And I don't watch people kissing in real life. Man, talking about kissing, the only people I kiss are my parents back when I was 13. 13 years old. I don't follow my friends on their dates to stare at them being intimate with their partners and make comments about how I love their ship dynamic Okay, good to know. I heard you're looking for me. How would you look at this brain of mine, lost in my storytelling world again? How could I just forget about that? Which reminds me, I have a favor to ask you. There has been a lot going on aboard the Shinjo recently, with the Ambrosio Arbor's new growth, and those disciples of Sanctus Medicus causing a ruckus. And all the news feeds report that you've played no small part in keeping the peace. But there's no literature out there on the market right now really capitalizing on this. I'm just thinking, why not get ahead of the curve and make a bit of a killing at the box office, And so I humbly invite you to tell me of your heroic exploits. I'll definitely spin out a brilliant story if I could just get my hands on those first-hand accounts of yours. You summoned me for this triviality, so you want a recap of what happened? Wonderful, if you could be so kind. Mr. Cien takes out his phone and prepares to record your tales. In a world where memes and... What the fuck? In a world where memes and cringe collide, one trailblazer must rise to the challenge. It all started with this cute girl known as Little Miss March, and then some old wise man called Grandpa Yang. You rattle off your journey so far aboard the Luofu in a deep dramatic voice, adopting the style of the hit web drama 3-Minute Butterfly and Mercia.
云上无效的
From your arrival on the Shinjo to your bloody battle with Fantilia, you do your best to cover all the ups and downs and twists and turns of your story, but Mr. Cien's attention span seems to be waning. He even turned his phone sideways during the battle of Evamist Mansion, no doubt to sneak in a couple of hands of Celestial Jade. This woman, who called herself Galactic Baseballer, was locked in a heated battle against the Master Primus of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, and for the Shinjo, this was a battle for life and death. Evil doers meet thy maker. What the fuck?
看来是棋逢对手，
Not gonna lie, this is a weird event.
兵戈无情。
一事一成。
之外定师，我已重焕新生。就让你们看这葫芦里卖的什么药。
开始是
How are they taking so little damage? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
彼岸葬送。
Wait a minute. They're level 76. Holy shit, they're buff.
雷霆在此，
这份力量的生存还是毁灭？你别无
I can see why people said this was undoable at higher difficulties. And I don't think it's even difficulty, it's literally just based on Trailblazer level.
交给我吧。此番没邀诸位共赏。
We have a proverb that says better alone than in bad company. True. That's basically Scaramouche when he says something about how you're making like small talk for no reason. But he does it in a very edgelordy way.
兵戈无情。
What I'm basically saying is that you're Scaramouche. We are all Scaramouche.
送你一场。
汝等受伤，
Ouch.
退下吧。彼岸葬送。剑下
Nice,
不必
nice.
留情，此兆将至。
Man, I don't know who I need to pull in this game. I really didn't know why, but I'm kind of forced to play in a meta way. That's what I was saying. This happens in Genshin Impact as well, where essentially, eventually you will play the meta if you want to use Spiral Abyss. Like, I don't think it's sad, but it definitely feels like this game as well. It does incentivize you to play in a way that is very much meta-oriented, so to speak.
这份力量的生存还是毁灭？
Because you need this and this and that to get through certain levels. It's not as easygoing as Genshin Impact when it comes to the requirements to do all the missions.
卖的什么药？
及时的治疗。
So, and I think that coincides. That definitely conflicts with the idea that this is a mostly story-based game. And I think Belobog might have given people the wrong impression of what kind of game this is. This game definitely is for people who are slightly more hardcore than Genshin Impact. You finally finished telling your story, and Mr. Cien looks pretty pleased too. This old fox has apparently played a winning hand. And I think the reason why it's ultimately going to be more hardcore than Genshin Impact is that they're going to have to find ways for people to pull for the characters from a gameplay standpoint, which means that they will progressively make the the core content, which is the story content of Honkai Star Rail, harder. Whereas in Genshin Impact, you see what they've done with the Fontaine, which is that you only need to get to AR25 to teleport all the way from Mondstadt to Fontaine, because they don't want to make this game even... They don't want to make the requirements and the threshold, the amount of bullshit you have to get through to get to the new content any higher than it is right now. So you are literally going to be able to go to Fontaine before you get to Inazuma. Like, isn't that crazy? Actually, even before you get to Liyue, you can literally do Fontaine before you get to Liyue. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work from a storytelling perspective, but it definitely is catering more to casual players, even with how casual Genshin Impact already is. And I don't know how they would do that in Honkai Star Rail, because there's no content besides the main story quests that are compelling enough to make people to want to pull for the characters, right? Like, besides the story content and besides the combat, what is there in terms of character expression that will make you want to pull for the characters? Companion missions are pretty good, but they're not as high quality as Genshin Impact story quests, if you've noticed. Yes, they do tell a story. They might tell a very good story, but in terms of cinematics, in terms of the combat that is happening, there's less of that than in Genshin. Good game, good story. You are done there with the story, right? Don't look at me like that. I've been listening attentively the whole time. Your story, however, has some issues. Even though the plot is not that boring, it's written in a way that is overstretched, underwhelming, and predictable. I can see where it's going from a mile away. Oh boy. So, remember how I was talking about how people on Reddit were complaining about Honkai Star Rail's story, especially when it comes to Shinjo Lofu? In fact, it's mostly just Shinjo Lofu. The writers for this game had already predicted the backlash and the response from the player base. And their response, in response to the player base, is this event. They are literally talking about how overstretched, underwhelming, and predictable the story is. They're talking about their own story and how people are responding to their own story. But that doesn't mean that they don't know, that they think their own story is good. That might just mean that they know what is going on. It doesn't, like, this event could be written by another person other than the person who wrote the main story. So it could be two people talking to each other. Yeah, I'm kind of agree. Their story in writing is good, but in cinematics, sometimes the camera didn't move and only show the face animations like 10 to 20% of the time. Yeah, sometimes they don't even have lip syncing. Lip syncing only happens in the main story now, if you've noticed. Or maybe the dude who writes events is jealous of the one who writes the main story. Could be true. I feel like they would get fired though. So there's two possibilities here. Okay, so here's what we know for certain. What we know for certain is that somebody at Hoyoverse knows that the response to the Shinjo Lofu story would be that it is bad. That it is all three of these things. That is overstretched, underwhelming, and predictable. And all of these bad things that people are saying about it. What I am not sure about is whether or not it's the same person writing the event as well as the same person writing the story, the main story. So it could be another person writing the story versus another person who is writing the event. But I think that is very unlikely because the person who is writing the event will probably get fired because they're essentially insulting the main person writing the story. So what I find more likely is that whoever is writing the event and the story are in the know and deliberately wrote the story this way, or they were forced to write the story this way and they are responding to the response from the player base before they even responded. Because of course this event was written before the patch came out. So they knew all about all of this from the get-go. In my experience, MiHoYo is very self-aware of their own writing. I should probably read your whole comment. They would have a bunch of their characters call back certain parts of the story and make them talk about it. Yeah, here's where I am feeling a bit conflicted about writing my script for my next video, which is going to be about the Shinjo Lofu story and the backslash to it. Which is that how much awareness and of their own failures, if they are failures, does MiHoYo have? And whether or not it changes the calculation for how we should respond to the story. Because obviously if we don't enjoy the story, then it doesn't matter if this is a satirical or a critical take of their own story, right? Because we still don't enjoy the story. It's still bad. But does that mean other people think it's bad, right? Because so far, most of the criticism have only been on Reddit. We have seen some on Twitter, a little bit of that on YouTube, and I've also seen some of it on the Tiba Chinese forums. But most of it is not that serious. Of all the content creators that I've seen stream this game, all of them enjoy the story. All of them enjoy the content. It's just that it was too little. So whatever they are doing, has it really affected like the player base's enjoyment of the story? Because I remember there was a poll on, has it really impacted their sales of the store of the game, right? Because if you go to Genshin Impact, the 1.2 patch was the only time we had a major uptick in interest, and then it kind of just stabilized with 1.2, around 1.2. After 1.1 came out, it was kind of a dead patch, so nobody cared, and then it just went downhill for like a month, and then it kind of stabilized as we got more leaks for 1.2, and then 1.2 came out, which was a major uptick in interest. And then now I think what's happening is that it's going to stabilize around 10% of Genshin Impact's max interest. And if we remove Genshin Impact, then what we have is around 20% interest, and it's going down to like an average of around 15, 17 or 15. So whatever they're doing, it might have worked in terms of solidifying wherever Honkai Star Rail is at in terms of its popularity. But we don't know. Maybe it'll go even lower. I don't think it will, but it might. Because we have a lot of heavy hitters coming out. With Blade, who already came out, and then with Kafka. And if you go look at Honkai Star Rail subs poll on what region's characters people are most excited for. Okay, so characters favorite. What is your favorite character so far? Region. Oh. Wait, what? Favorite region. Paul. Okay, this is not working. I can't find it. But basically the poll that I found for Honkai Star Rail was that there was no difference. There was almost no difference between preference for Sinjo region characters versus Belobog region characters, which makes sense because Honkai Star Rail characters keep progressively getting better and better and better in terms of both the meta and their art style and their ultimate animations. And especially when you look at Fuxian, it pretty much beats out everything that we've ever had in Honkai Star Rail so far. So it obviously makes sense that they would prefer the newer characters versus the older characters. And Belobog doesn't even have that many limited 5-star characters. So that's probably not a very good tell as to whether or not they prefer the story. But one of the big criticisms about the story itself was that people didn't really like the characters. They didn't really connect with the characters from an emotional standpoint. And that probably has not affected the sales at all. Right? Like, how many of you are going to decide to vote for the characters based on your disappointment in their role in the story? And I don't think it has affected it that much, depending on the sales, right? Because ultimately, the only thing that matters is the sales. If they have succeeded in selling you the character, does it really matter whether or not you enjoy the story? The story is a vehicle for Hoyoverse to sell the characters. So the only way you can actually complain, let's see the sales then. If we can actually complain, if we actually want to cause change in how things are done in the story, then we would have to answer it via our how much money we put into the sales. So Genshin Lab, and I just don't think, the more I look at it, the more skeptical of the idea that they actually changed the story for Sumeru in response to criticisms of Inazuma's story. I think what is more likely is that they always knew that Inazuma's story was bad, and they had to write the story that way so that they could sell Raiden Shogun sooner rather than later, because they weren't as confident in their ability to sell the characters later in a region's lifespan versus they are now, because Genshin Impact has essentially stabilize in terms of its player base. It might still go up and down at times, but essentially it's going to stay at around 50%, 35 to 50% interest forever until a very, very, very later date. And now that they have assured the fact that they can sell their characters, they are able to write the story in a way that is more palatable to us and to lengthen it to 3 patches instead of 2 patches. And I think that is more likely to be the cause for them writing the story better and making it 3 patches instead of 2, rather than us just complaining about the story. Because the more I think about it, the more I think Hoyoverse is just more self-aware than I gave them credit for. And that they're not really some dumbass company, the same way that Blizzard is a dumbass company, with a bunch of morons running it. I think the Hoyoverse people are much smarter than the people who see that they are dumb and they don't know what they're doing. They're not making the game more casual because they hate hardcore players. They're not making the story bad because they're bad writers. I think they are good writers. It's just that they have to service everything. They have to make everything in service of the sales. So Tingyun sales are a bit less than when Tingyun comes out. Blade sales are less than when Tingyun come out. But he's more popular than Lucha.
故事太精彩了。
So he's doing pretty good in sales, but we have to see when Kafka comes out whether or not Kafka will be as high as Sela or Tingyun, because Kafka is going to be the make it or break it in terms of what the peak popularity of Honkai Star Rail is going to be for the foreseeable future, because she is the character that most people are the most excited for, right? Especially Inazuma, how Yaya keeps making fun of Raiden for being a bad character and so on. Genshin's camera is dynamic. Follow the people who talk, and HSR camera are kind of static. Mostly only show the back of the MC. Yeah. The choreography in Honkai Star Rail is definitely not as good on average compared to Genshin Impact. It isn't just in Star Rail, it's all over Genshin. In my experience, MiHoYo is very self-aware of their own writing. They would have a bunch of their characters call back certain parts of the story and make them talk about it. Yeah. That's a good point about Yae. That's a good point.
鱼上
I wonder if I could find the
太
poll.
精彩了。
So, oh. It was probably in the last week, I think. Why does it not give me... Okay, I'll probably do NSFW as well. Let's just see. What does this give me? There's no difference. Why is it not giving the results? Well, it sucks. Whatever. Alright, back to the game. But that's how it happened. It's a true story. Whatever. Just... Yeah, see? This entire thing is just a call out of their own story. They're literally telling the player that they know that their story is bad. I wonder how many people who complain about the story has played the event and what they think about how meta it is. To be honest, Sela is understandable. It's just Venti all over again. Venti can
鱼上无效的故事
suck
太
big
精
revenue.
彩了。
Sela can do attack more big revenue. I think it's more the fact that they are the first character in they're the first limited banner character. It doesn't matter what they do. Although it does matter to an extent, but being the first limited character, they're always going to make big ass money. Whatever, just pay me the money for my story and we can still be on friendly terms. But that's how it happens. It's a true story. Let me tell you the truth, hard as it is to hear. Who cares about the truth? If you want the truth, just go and watch the news instead. Yeah, they were the first limited character. And hearing you talk about combat, how should I put it? It's really stale. You hit me, then I hit you. It's a bit monotonous. You know about the immersive genre we have here on the Sinjo, right? Or perhaps it should be called an interactive fantasy experience, despite what IPC thinks. Well, those fights are exhilarating, leaping onto roofs and over walls, splitting open time and space, anything goes. Overall, I think this story is lacking a few exciting elements that we need to draw in the audience, but its commercial potential is unlimited. What should I do? Please hold on 1 second, I'm just fetching something for you. There was also the case of Diluc. There is not much main DPS character. Sela is both limited and is like the Diluc of Star Rail, being the first major main DPS character. Was Diluc the first main DPS character? There has to be some other character on the main banner, right? That is a DPS character. I actually don't know. I never checked. If Genshin Remedy really meta driven like how Boris say, then our Kafka are that good. I don't know. That's what they're trying to gauge, I think.
云上五霄的故事太精彩了。
Like, I think the vast majority of the story problems is literally them just rushing to get the characters out. Or they're doing some kind of manipulation, like the fact that they put Luocha out before Fantalia, because obviously Luocha is good against Fantalia. And they also put Silver Wolf out because they know that not a lot of characters, not a lot of people have all the elemental types for all of the weaknesses. So they put Silver Wolf out to bait those people into getting Silver Wolf. And now we're getting Blade because Blade is good against, I assume, somebody. I don't know who it is. Probably Fantalia as well. And they have to get these heavy hitters out as soon as possible, as soon as they make sense with the amount of content they have. So they have a very limited time to write the stories. And they have to write the stories in a way that makes sense for the banners, right? So if they put out Danhen content, if they put out the Danhen story quest, the Danhen, what do you call it? Commission?
云上五霄的故事太精彩了。
I don't know. I'm just gonna call it story quest. Basically, if they put out more Danhen content right now and more Kafka content, they can't put out more Kafka content because Kafka obviously has a story that should be told later in the story. But they are gonna put out Kafka anyway, just like how they put out the Raiden Shogun in 2.1, even though technically her story didn't climax until 2.5. And then they have to put out Blade now because otherwise he's going to coincide. He's going to run into problems with future banners that are going to be lore relevant for the story that they're telling in that banner's patch. Do you understand what I'm saying? Basically, everything has to be written in a way, everything has to be presented in a way that makes sense for the banners. And the banner sales are what matters the most. So, like, yes, it would make more sense for Danhen to get more story content
太精彩了。
before the story ends, before we climax with Fantalia, with the fight with Fantalia. But does that actually make sense for the banner that is Danhen in Bibiter Lune? Because he's going to come out next patch. So why bother giving him content right now if you can just give him story content in the next patch and then not have him run into like Blade and Kafka and like Luocha or somebody? So if they had to make it make sense lore-wise, then they would have to have main Luocha content last patch. But obviously that's not going to happen because Luocha is an important character that has more relevance in the story later on. So that's the kind of problem that they're running into with all of these like storytelling problems that I think is probably a bigger deal than most people give them credit for. It's not just story writing problems, it's literally how do we make money from the story in a way that makes sense. This thing is what we in the industry call a protagonist model. Legend has it that some Immersia troupe has invented this magical tool for industrial scale screenwriting. Oh my god, this is so meta. And even though Akavili takes on thousands of different forms within thousands of different nameless, you may have heard that actually there's only a dozen or so archetypical protagonists recycled through these classic legends and tales. This shows that there are rules to follow when telling an alluring story, and that's how this thing rose to meet the occasion. Take a gander. All you have to do is set up a diverse range of encounters for a protagonist along a hero's journey, and let the protagonist gain various mystical abilities and treasures before magnificently defeating a powerful foe. That's how you make a wonderful story. My explanation alone can't do it justice. You'd better take a look yourself. In short, the protagonist model is like a simple magic wand. So long as you follow its patterns, you can easily craft pulse-racing, heart-pumping stories for your audience. How about this? You and I hit up a site of your former battles, the Alchemy Commission, revisiting old haunts will definitely get the creative juices flowing. Let's flesh out this protagonist model. This is becoming too much of a hassle for me. Fine, I'll humor you since I'm such a nice and helpful protagonist. I knew you were blah blah blah. Alright, let's push on then to the Alchemy Commission. So I wonder how much of this I should put into my video talking about the Shinjo Lofu problems. What I'm probably going to do is that I'll talk about the Shinjo Lofu problems and what they are. And how the story sort of fails to set up some of the larger crises, the larger conflicts in the story. Without confusing its players. Because Honkai Star also has the problem, same as Genshin Impact, where a lot of the story is in the fucking lore text, right? If I didn't read the eggs in the last region, if you guys watched my stream for that, if I didn't read the text for that, if I didn't look at the mirages, I would literally have no idea what is going on in the story, but I did. So I was able to get some hints and ultimately piece together some form of semblance, of a story that makes sense in my head. Obviously, Duncan did something with immortality. Obviously, there are other actors inside the mirages talking that have something to do with his past. One of the mirages was probably Blade talking to Duncan and Duncan talking to Blade. So I got that content. But people who didn't do any of that have no idea what the fuck is going on. And even now, after having read all the lore texts outside of the storybooks, I still kind of have no idea what is going on. I just know enough so that I don't feel mad at the story for not telling me anything. And I think that is a failure. Because I also think in Genshin Impact, it's easier to just vibe to the story, right? Because you're literally exploring the place. Whereas in Honkai Star Rail, you're being much more shuttled through like a linear process of storytelling. You're being told to go to this place and that place through a corridor. And there's not much interaction with the environment besides just like taking a bunch of books and reading the books. And if you don't read the books, if you don't read the objects, if you don't look at the mirages, then there is almost no story in the Shinjo Lofu region. And I don't think that was any different in Belobog. The difference is that in Belobog, the story was so simple, you literally did not have to understand the broader context of the story to make sense of it. You knew that Cocolia was Bronia's mom. You knew that there was some kind of conflict between Bronia and Cocolia, and that was super sad as fuck when she died, and now Bronia's all sad, but then March 7 was like, who the fuck cares? Let's just go on to the next mission. Mission accomplished or something. And then you feel mad at March, and then it's like somebody stares. I think it was either Welt or the main character who kind of like stare daggers at March 7th, and then you felt good about that. And then you could like emotionally connect to all the characters because Celia and Bronia had this kind of relationship with each other that you could get behind. But none of that exists in Shinjo Wofu. And that's a big problem. You need these characters that are easy to relate to in order to carry you through the story that is not being told unless you read the storybooks. Okay, that's my rant done. Next. I did not understand how we got to Elisa's lance. It seemed almost like a Deus Ex Machina. That's what I said. But it didn't matter because it was epic as fuck. Almost like a Deus Ex Machina, but it was really building up to a mystery how Trailblazer could tap into the Aeons. Yeah, and honestly, I'm gonna be extremely honest. I still have no idea what is going on. What was going on in the last like quarter of the story, in the last resolution. Like, what the fuck was that giant robot? It's called the Engine of Creation, I believe. And I still don't know what the little kid in that like time-space vacuum thing was. It was like a manifestation of the architects or the protectors or something. I don't know why it was a kid. I don't know how we were able to pull that lance out of the ground. I don't know why that space-time thingy-mabob was there. But it happened and it was epic, so I just went along with it. And in the end, the Stellaron exploded and it took Cocolia with it. But the Stellaron was still there. So why did it explode? Why did it eat up Cocolia? Why did that harm nobody else? No fucking clue. Doesn't matter. It was epic. And the reason why it doesn't matter is people just focused on Sela and Bronia and Cocolia. That was the relationships that those were the relationships they were the relationships that mattered. It was essentially a drama about a family. And that doesn't happen in Shinjo Lofu. So all you have are a bunch of these like weird terms. Like you've got 3 races, all of which are like semi-immortal. And then like there's like this big antler dude called Yaoshi, and then he's fighting he or she or whatever they're called is fighting against another big antler dude called the Land, the Hunt. And literally nobody has what the fuck is going on. And then Dan doesn't get as much plot development as people hoped. So now everybody's mad as fuck. And that's essentially why Shinjo Lofu's story sucks in most people's eyes. I actually enjoyed playing it. I thought the gameplay itself was pretty damn good. But I can definitely see why people did not like the story. Because there is not much story unless you read the lore objects and all the mirages and shit. I don't read the archives about the deeper lore. I guess a lot actually happens behind the background. Yeah. Another thing that separated me from all these other players, I think, is... and contributed to my enjoyment of the story outside of Belobog, is the fact that I read the database the moment I got access to it. I literally remember how in my first review, if you watch that, I said that there is no database. Where am I supposed to read all of these terms? And then somebody told me in the comment section, so I went there and checked the database. And then the first thing I did was I literally read all of the terms. And then after I unlocked the Aeons in the simulated universe, I also read all of their summaries. So by the time I got to Shinjo-Lofu, I had a good idea, I had a very good gist of the idea of what literally all of the Aeons were. And the reason why, and that led me to believe that the main story was ultimately going to revolve around the Aeons and how we were going to resolve the problems with the Aeons. And I don't think a lot of players understood that. So when the story shifted from going from this really isolated, self-contained story in Belobog to this area, Shinjo-Lofu, that is like this Chinesey place with all these like Chinese names, referencing all of these Aeons and gods and like concepts like reincarnation and like long-lived species and Mara that you don't really have a lot of context for, then it's like, what do you call it? You're being disassociated with the story. You're being disconnected from the story. They're not explaining in a very good way what is going on with the higher level concepts. Anyways, that's my rant done. And that's basically what I'm going to talk about in my video. If I was not mistaken, the decisive battle in your adventure began right over here at the Even Mist. Like, what the fuck is that Eva Mist? Eve Mist. Eva Mist? How do you pronounce this? I have no idea. They're just like throwing words at you. Of course, I understood more of the words than other people, but I also felt confused at times. But for me, it's okay. Another reason why I think I enjoy the story more is because I look at leaks all the time. So I know that even though in this patch I didn't get Danhen content or like Blade content, the likelihood of us getting that content in the next patch is very good. It is very, very high because I already look at the leaks. And people who don't look at the leaks are not going to know what the fuck is going on. It's sort of like in 2.1 with Inazuma. If I did not look at the leaks, there were no leaks for the second Brandon Shogun story quest. So I felt more frustrated then than I do now. Because of the leaks, I know that the story is going to basically conclude in the next patch and we're going to get more answers. But for Inazuma, we literally didn't know any of that because I didn't start content creation first. I had not started content creation. I didn't look at leaks nearly as much as I do now. I wasn't as in tune with how Hoyoverse does things back then. And now that I know basically how Hoyoverse works, I'm a lot less offended by what they're doing because I know that at the end of the day, they know what they're doing. And even if I don't necessarily enjoy 100% of their story, they are doing things for a reason that I can ultimately say, okay, that makes sense in my head. Correct. You said that this is where you and your companions fought against the Master Primus of the Sanctus Maticus. Was there any conflict that you encountered here, or perhaps did she stoop to any dastardly attacks or tricks to really put you in between a rock and a hard place? I just walked up and started fighting. How is that possible? How can a great battle be exciting without any swerves or setbacks? See, they're already referencing the problems in the story. Wow, you just go and fight Denshu? There's nothing else to it? Yep. Please give me a moment to sketch out a scene. Here we go. Listen up. The Legion was in cahoots with the Master Primus of the Sanctus Medicus. Using their arcane powers, they activated elixir cauldrons to spew forth venomous vapors as they tried to take out Benchgamer and the other munificent... Okay, so that's another thing I don't like about the story sometimes. Like, munificent. Do any of you guys know what munificent means? What is munificent? Larger or more generous than is usual or necessary. In one fell swoop. For a moment, a mesmerizing miasma filled the air at the alchemy commission. Despite the vigor and strength of Benchgamer, it was too much to deal with and simply overwhelming. The situation grew were so grave that Benchgamer and her companions concocted a genius plan. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, the realization suddenly dawned that this was still the Alchemy Commission, a paradise known for forging the elixir of life. The disciples of Sanctus Medicus have received their mandate from the Ruin Author. We, though, can strive for a miracle pill from the Alchemy Commission, turning over a new leaf to be born anew through generations of cultivated power. What the heck was all that gibberish? How did this turn into a story about forging a miracle pill? The arena is set inside the Alchemy Commission, right? It's foreshadowing with a payoff. Don't interrupt me, it's a good start. Next I'll go. A fortuitous encounter. Benchgamer studied the surroundings carefully, fixating on 3 elixir cauldrons on display at the Alchemy Commission. Benchgamer suddenly remembered that the Vidyadhara healer lady had once mentioned these 3 elixir cauldrons, and how they contained essential extracts of everything in the universe condensed into elixirs of life. Once put together, these 3 divine ingredients can be concocted into the elixir of dragon oil, which can make you be born anew and achieve transcendence. Doesn't that name sound like lazy writing? That name sounds totally fake, sounds fishy. Who on earth would take dodgy drugs like this? Listen, this isn't some half-baked cure-all quackery. All it does is help you ascend to the heavens, which is not that far-fetched plot-wise. I'm sorry for the ad-libbing naming here. Anyway, what else am I going to call an elixir that magically imbues powers like this? Let's go to that elixir cauldron over there and keep at it. I'm sure that'll give us some quality inspiration. Do you guys feel like you might have enjoyed the story more if they forced you to do Bailu's story quest? Bailu's story quest, Yukon's story quest, and Luocha's story quest before you went and did the main story, the last part of the main story. Is that something you guys feel would be true? Because that's essentially what Inazuma did, right? They made us play through Ayaka and Yoimiya's story quest before we went and did the second part of the Archon quests. I always thought that was really annoying, but I feel like maybe this time... I've read some of the Bailu story quest as well as Yukon's story quest, and I do feel like they give pretty important backstory and context for what we're doing in this place. Like there's people on Reddit who literally say that Yukon's story quest is better than the main story. So why not just do what they did before? Maybe that was a decision they made after backlash to Inazuma's story quest. Who knows? Thinking of this, Benchgamer jumped right into the elixir cauldron, stare at Mr. C in silence. What's wrong? I'm afraid it would roast me alive. Is that really safe? Dropping in a meaningless crisis element here would be the work of a hack and a fraud. I think not. Wait, they force play the story quest first here like Inazuma? No, they don't. That's what I'm saying. I think they would... I think the story, people would have actually enjoyed the Shinjo story more if they forced them to play through the Bailu story quest and the Luocha and Yukon story quests. No, not the Luocha one. They should have forced the players to play through the Bailu story quest, the Yinqing story quest, and the Yukon story quest before we got to this part of the story, because it actually gives you context for what we're doing. I feel like Inazuma would have been better if you were forced to do the world quest before finishing the Archon quest. I did that, and I think it definitely improved my enjoyment of the game. Haven't done Yukon's story quest yet. Yeah, I've seen people play through it, so... Bailu's story quest gives you background on the Mara stroke condition. Yanqing's story quest gives you context for Jingliu, who comes up in like in a line that Blade says when you meet him. And Yukon's story quest gives you context for the Aeon and how they interact with the people of Shinjo Luofu. So all of this is kind of, it builds on what we're doing in Shinjo Luofu. And I think the story might have been improved if they had actually tied all of that into the main story. But I don't think they did that for 2 reasons. One is that they want the story, they want the gameplay of this main story to be brisk, for people to be able to get through the story in one sitting. Right? Because when I played it, even me, Jingliu is more waifu bait. Even me, who is mostly just a gameplay focused player, more so than simping for characters, even though I do simp for characters, I enjoy the fact that I could play through the main story within one sitting. Because I already have long-winded dialogues. I already have all of that main story content in Genshin Impact. I enjoy both Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail storytelling, but I do think that Honkai Star Rail being less verbose in its dialogue, even though relatively speaking it is still more verbose than other games, is a good thing. And I don't think I would have enjoyed having as much exposition and as much storytelling in Honkai Star Rail compared to Genshin Impact. Because if you just added more dialogue to explain everything in Honkai Star Rail, would that improve the story? For some people it probably would. But I think it's okay for the story to be just, okay, so Tingyun died, we got Fantalia now. Okay, Fantalia, she's in the arbor. We go to the arbor, Danhan is a giant dragon. Or he turned into a dragon. That's cool. He parts the water. We go into this underwater palace, and then we fight all of the abundance henchmen, and then we fight Fantalia. That to me is, it's okay gameplay. I like that, man. I hope they release something like quest timeline. For fuck's sake, I really need to play the game in order. Yeah, another thing I have so many complaints. I have so many thoughts about Honkai Star Rail storytelling. Another thing that confuses me about Honkai Star Rail more than Genshin Impact is how the fuck are all of these events in like Belobog fitting into the story? How are all of these quests in Herta Space Station fitting into the canonical timeline? Because after the Herta Space Station, we literally just go directly to Belobog. And then once in Belobog, it's never answered how we're going back to these other places or where all of these events are taking place in the timeline. With Genshin Impact, it's very simple. We have waypoints. Canonically, the traveler can go through to other places in the waypoint, and it's all one contiguous landmass. And even Inazuma is far more connected to continental Teyvat than all of these planets are in Honkai Star Rail to each other. So that really confused me. Like, Herta Space Station actually has a lot of content, and then you're just shuttled all the way through directly to Belobog. And we were never told to do the Herta Space Station quests unless we look at them directly. And I think that's just a bit weird. Okay, I need to go take a piss. I'll be back. Did Genshin have some kind of timeline? I don't really think some quests in the quest menu in order, to be honest. Like, for example, we get Mona when we go from Liyue to Mondstadt. That meaning the Liyue event was already finished. I think it just makes more sense from a chronological perspective because I can fit it into my mind more intuitively than Honkai Star Rail because, well, we don't have only one way of travel, right? We can just imagine the character going to this place or that place in between some missions. Whereas with Honkai Star Rail, we literally have a conductor on our train that directs where we're going. And then where we're going depends on like a vote or of some kind. The decision process for where we're going in Honkai Star Rail is much more restricted compared to Genshin Impact. And that's where my confusion comes from. Which is that if it's that restricted and there's so many problems going from one planet to the other, then how likely is it that we're going back to Herta Space Station or Belobog to take part in certain events after going to another planet? So that's just what I'm thinking about. And I'm also not sure how relevant each of these planets are going to be for future content. And I think that was one of the reasons why I was not as hype about Belobog's story as I was about Shinjo's story's content. Besides the fact that I'm Chinese and I can actually pronounce the names, which is that Belobog seems like it has much less room to expand compared to like future regions, because obviously Shinjo's story, the Luofu story is probably done, but we're going to go to other like Shinjo ships, right? They all have their own like general arbiters or whatever they're called, and their own characters. Like some of the characters right now, even now, like Blade, like Su Sheng, are not from the Luofu. Our hero enters the Electric Cauldron. So far, they never mentioned teleport waypoint though. When we first played Genshin, Paimon or Amber never talk about the teleport waypoint. But we can always go back on foot, right? It's not that hard. Canonically, you can just go from region to region. Like, Inazuma, you can just take a ship to Liyue. Liyue, you can just walk over to Sumeru and even to Mondstadt. Did I just turn into a bird? This is not funny. Don't worry, it all makes sense. Benchgamer leaped into the Elixir Cauldron, but suddenly felt as if the whole world were spinning. Our hero opened their eyes to find themselves to have turned into a cycrane. The book implies that this is a hidden containment mechanism in the Elixir Cauldron. Designed by the first Cauldron Master of the Alchemy Commission, anyone trying to take the Elixir of Life would first be transported to Fantasia to undergo the trial. The first Cauldron Master got up to some serious stuff, huh? How about we throw in some quantum mechanics stuff? It'll make us sound smart. Don't try to confuse me. You've interrupted my train of thought. The first Cauldron Master of the Alchemy Commission hoped that one day someone would break the containment mechanism, clear the trial, and take the elixir of dragon oil right in the nick of time to save the Luofu from certain doom. In a curious twist of fate, Benchgamer was none other than the heroic one, prophesied by the first Cauldron Master of the Alchemy Commission some thousands of years ago. Okay. Benchgamer concentrated all her chi to her core radix, thus breaking the containment mechanism of the Fantasia. Wow. Amazing story. I'm basically doing underwater gameplay right now. This is a preview of what underwater gameplay is going to be like in Fontaine. Are you guys excited? Yes, that's true, but some quests also kind of didn't make sense if it didn't use teleport waypoint. But the problem is, they never mentioned that, or I might forget that they already mentioned it. Waypoint Genshin. Unlocking. Teleport waypoints are structures players can find and unlock throughout the world of Teyvat. When a player first unlocks them, blah blah blah. Overview, unlocking. Temporary waypoints, lore. The canonicity of teleport waypoints is unclear. The item description, map description, and existence of portable waypoints suggest that teleport waypoints are at least understood as teleportation devices, and that only their inner workings are unknown. This conflicts with the teleport waypoint description, which says that the people of Teyvat do not even know the purpose of the teleport waypoints and only view them as ancient gimmicks. This in turn conflicts with the event quest Mysterious Islands, Journey to the Unknown, during which Paimon, Barbara, and Jean display no recognition of the first teleport waypoint device they encounter on the Golden Apple Archipelago. Paimon even compares the device to a portable waypoint. This is incongruous due to the presence of numerous identical teleport waypoints throughout Mondstadt, including one in the city's main plaza that is on its own platform on grass and has its own path paved to it. Later in the Archon quest, in the Depth and Unknown Reunion, Paimon compares Dainsleif's explanation of the Abyss portals, which he concludes are gateways to an entire network, to teleport waypoints. This is not further expanded upon. So basically, they're canon, but not canon, depending on who is talking about it. They are canon, but not canon. It's fine. Basically, whoever is writing the story at the time can just make them canon or not canon, depending on what they feel like. They're canon when it wants to be, and they're not canon when it needs to be. Yeah, basically. Whatever is most convenient at the time for the story. Icefire Lotus, well done. From what I've read on Reddit, this entire event is satire about like the cultivation genre in China. I've never actually read an entire book in Chinese before, so I don't know. So it's canon, but for some reason the citizens of Teyvat didn't know that. That's interesting. What the fuck? Yeah, it is kind of immersion breaking, but it's the kind of immersion breaking that I find is okay because it's basically a gameplay. It's basically a gameplay convention, right? What do you call it? A gameplay... I'm trying to find the word for this. A gameplay excuse? A gameplay trope? A gameplay contrivance? Benchgamer transformed into a Cycrane, weaving and darting around the Elixir Cauldron to clear the trail left behind by the first Cauldron Master. What Benchgamer beholds is the lotus blooming with ice crystals while in flames. This is a medicine that has been extinct since the Theophany era. The Icefire Lotus. The Icefire Lotus is utterly indispensable when concocting an elixir of dragon oil. Does such a medicinal herb really exist? Just pretend it does. Come on, let's go then. On to the next Elixir Cauldron. Just bear with me, okay? Seeing these places in person really got my creative juices flowing. What would you call it? A gameplay contrivance? Trope? I can't find the word. Yeah, maybe for gameplay purposes, so people didn't have to go walk from... Yeah, that's basically all it is. And I think there is a limit to how much you can work something into a story. If you explain everything in a story, it would... The explanation for the gameplay mechanics would feel more artificial than the gameplay mechanics themselves. Having plucked the Icefire Lotus, Benchgamer seizes an opportunity and leaps into another Elixir Cauldron. Come on, not this again. Little do you know, repetitive behavior instills a sense of ritual in people. That's why important details have to be repeated a few times over and over. See, and now they're getting to the point where they're actually calling out the fact that the characters, that the story details are not being told to the characters, I mean the players, enough for them to understand it. This is what this part is about. Our hero enters the Elixir Cauldron. They're literally saying they did not put out enough information enough times for the players to understand them. Benchgamer returned to the Fantasia. Or maybe the teleport waypoint existence is already erased by the Urban Soul. That's probably not it. But I'm glad that you're still doing your best to make it make sense in the lore. We need more people like you and Ashkai. Benchgamer returned to the Fantasia, hunting for the secret treasure left by the first Cauldron Master of the Alchemy Commission, but suddenly an unsettling aroma aroused the senses. Were to any ordinary person, it would merely be discarded as a mistake of the senses. But what kind of hero is Benchgamer? The treacherous danger was instantly defected. The book implies that this is an abundance beast, sealed within the cauldron by the first Cauldron Master of the Alchemy Commission. Oh, how the mediocre covet such glorious treasures, yet die filled with hatred at the maws of a beast. Sheesh, that first Cauldron Master was ruthless. That's the trope for treasure hunting stories. The ancients always leave behind these secret treasures with fatal booby traps hidden within. Don't ask me why, but it's a screenwriter's convention. Benchgamer couldn't help but sneer, asking, is there any danger across all the galaxy that can stop my might? And with a beat of the wings, our hero took to the sky. Okay. Okay, I've talked too much. I need to shut the fuck up. Okay. Let me fly high enough to get rid of these. I don't know what I would do, but I would bet something if that actually turns out to be canon. Like, if by some miracle what you're saying turns out to be canon, and Urban Soul really did erase people's memories of waypoints, I don't know, but I don't know what I would do. I would be extremely astonished. Let's just say that. Damn, I forgot this one rule of the Genshin community. What's the one rule of the Genshin community? You got a life polypore. Do not interact with the Genshin community. Bench Gamer completed another one of the first Cauldron Master's trials. What appeared next before our hero was a mushroom flitting in and out of existence. It is written that this is no mortal mushroom. It sits within a state between existence and non-existence, constantly fluctuating between the real and the imaginary. It is called the life-death polypore. Finally, we're getting down to quantum mechanics. Right then, Benchgamer had the life-death polypore, lacking only one final medicinal herb before the elixir of dragon oil could be concocted. Why do I get the feeling you're just making up all these names as you go? Shinjo sure has lots of weird mushrooms, huh? Well, if you read craftable teleport waypoint, you can see what I'm talking about. I haven't done that in almost a year, probably. Hey, no way. Actually, I have a little notebook where I record all kinds of obscure things, and I can show you it if you want. So these medicinal herbs, they really do exist. The names of these medicinal herbs are indeed constructions of my imagination. I mean, not all of them are completely made up. Enough gossip and bluster. Let's get to the next cauldron and start cooking up that next story. Please don't look at me. Please don't look at me. How about it then? Ready to start plotting out the next part of the story? Having plucked the life-death polybore, Benchgamer goes all in or nothing. Leaping into another elixir cauldron. Our hero enters the elixir cauldron. I really should start collecting more materials for Genshin Impact before the next patch. Back in the Fantasia once more and without a trace of fear or trepidation, Benchgamer felt like an old hand. Benchgamer calmed right down to sense the feelings left behind in the Fantasia, and those feelings were warm, gentle, and liberating. There was never any doubt that this was the soul-cleansing grace from the first Cauldron Master of the Alchemy Commission. So it's soul-cleansing grace to sick beasts onto people. I don't think this Cauldron Master is graceful at all. Don't say that. The first Cauldron Master was thinking ahead about any misuse that might harm the Shinjo, you see. Or is that bit far-fetched? No problem. Don't even worry about it. This is just the first script. The first script, I tell you, we'll just fix it in post. Benchgamer knew this warm sensation meant that the most dangerous part of the next trial had already passed. What now greeted Benchgamer was the first Helm Master's blessing. Take off, Benchgamer. Welcome this, your final trial. Drawing on experience from the previous two fantasies, Benchgamer was determined to put this knowledge to use and find the Cauldron Master's secret treasure. Okay. Wow, amazing gameplay. I do like seeing these things from above though. That's really cool. I wonder why they can't just let us climb these things. Like, would it really be that much trouble to let us climb these objects in a turn-based game? Like, how far up can I go? Oh, okay, that's the ceiling, I see. You got a World Bolt Pneumatope Sphere. Pneumatope Spore. Pneuma. Isn't that the name for the new power we're getting in Fontaine? Foreshadowing and shit. Benchmare completed yet another trial, only to find herself trapped in a vast white fog. Once it cleared, Benchgamer saw a huge tree with floating roots. Despite no obvious breeze, the floating roots swayed in the air, cleaving the very air in twain with flashes of lightning paired to each swing. This then was the most precarious, precious medicinal herb hidden at the Alchemy Commission, the Royal Bolt Pneumatophore. Benchgamer harvested the best of the floating roots and left this fantasia of the first Cauldron Master. Royal Bolt, wouldn't that shock me? That didn't sound like something a Psycrane should touch. No, that's actually not a Psycrane. It's the result of her true, pure, unfettered soul, projected into the first Cauldron Master's fantasia. You can't really think of it in terms of a normal Psycrane. Pneuma is an ancient Greek word for breath or soul. I know that. I actually searched it up on Google. There is a limit to suspension of disbelief, you know. You're just making it all up as you go, aren't you? It's all what the audience wants, though. Competition in entertainment circles is so fierce these days. How are we storytellers supposed to compete with all the razzle-dazzle and hype of something like Immersia? There's only one answer. Manufactured outrage! You guys hear that? Manufactured outrage! It's the best thing Tectone is good at. What do you think about Genshin World Scale? Do you believe that Genshin World just got shrank due to the gameplay purposes? Exactly. That's basically all it is. It's actually way bigger than what... It's basically like a Pokemon. I can say all the stuff they can't do in Mercia, and I can say what they don't dare say in Mercia. Anyway, there's no tax on bragging, and words have a habit of disappearing like the wind. Back to the topic at hand. Oh my god, I would love to see Tectone play this part. Actually, I'm probably gonna, after I finish this stream, I'm probably gonna go watch Tectone play this, if he's played this at all. Previously, our hero Benchgamer acquired all 3 medicinal herbs required to concoct the elixir of dragon oil. All that remained was to cast the ingredients in the elixir crucible, and this miracle elixir would be hers. Oh shit, oh shit. Benchgamer placed the 3 medicinal herbs into the crucible one by one. First came the Icefire Lotus, its fiery heat and blasting cold blended together, bursting out infinite natural force. Next came the Life-Death Polypore, its quantum impermanence stabilizes the paradox intent inherent in the Lotus. Finally, Benchgamer tossed the World Bolt Pneumatophore into the crucible. With a flash of thunder and lightning out of the blue, an entire thunderstorm formed inside 1 square inch of the crucible. Why? Are he playing this quest? Is that interesting? Yeah, I think it would be really interesting to see. Because I feel like Tectone is a very good actor. I like to see how he responds to some of the things they say in this one. And that, my friend, is what leads a mortal onto the path of immortality. No. I shouldn't have used that word on the Shinjo. Anyways, it's basically a miracle drug that makes you be born anew and achieve transcendence. Behold, the elixir of dragon oil. Benchgamer swallowed the miracle elixir and instantly felt as light as a feather but as strong as an ox. Our hero could leap 30,000 miles in a second or lift up 10,000 tons. Benchgamer knew now was the time to settle the score with those pathetic, detestable disciples of Sanctus Medicus wreaking havoc on the Shinjo. Are we the baddies? The way you like it, tell it makes me sound like I'm a disciple of Sanctus Medicus. Listen to yourself. Power in and itself knows no good or bad. Only people do. Is a kitchen knife evil when it's in the hands of a chef or when it's in the hands of a murderer? Less idle chit-chat, please, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests. Lend me your ears. Next up, we have the main feature. Calamity ensnares Commission of Alchemy. Nameless Battles, author of Plagues. If we put it like that, then this act will be complete. That's all what you call complete? What happened to the fight against the Plagues author demon? Bro, they're literally calling themselves out on the fact that the abundance... The disciples of Sanctus Medicus literally disappeared when we defeated Danshu, and then we just fought against Fantalia. That's what they're talking about right here. You don't understand. The most difficult thing for us screenwriters is the protagonist development. Once the protagonist character is settled, it's gonna be so easy to just write in as many battles as you want. Look, this isn't exactly the best writing place for us. Come back to the Starskiff Bay with me, and after I process all of today's inspiration, we can chat more about combat details. Holy shit, they're self-aware.
你说，
Thank you for helping me sort out my thoughts and get some inspiration. I'll start right away. Mr. Sheehan took out his notebook and began scribbling at a furious pace. Shortly after, he handed over the manuscript to you, filled with satisfaction. I've already written the part about nameless battles, author of plagues. That's right, our protagonist on this quest, that is you, has experienced all these adventures and taken this elixir of life. I have to add a few strokes to this protagonist model so that it's not forgotten next time. Speaking of which, I was left with tons of inspiration rattling around in my head after today's trip. I'd like to use some of your side adventures on the Shinjo as material to write some side stories. It'll help flesh out our protagonist model. So I'll write out some of your challenging adventures. Why don't you listen and tell me what you think? Okay, so this is the main combat event, right? During the event, complete hero's journeys with Mr. Cian to unleash the full potential of the protagonist model. There are different slots in the protagonist model. The plot armor that can be selected for each slot is different. Slots and plot armors will gradually be unlocked as you progress through a hero's journey. Using these abilities can earn you points and rewards in Legends past and present, and will also gradually unlock Legend of the Trailblazer section. The buffs are called plot armor in English. Yeah, they are. Protagonist models obtained during the blah blah blah. Trial characters, Himeko and Herda. After defeating an enemy target, damage dealt increases by 25% for one turn. This effect can be stacked 2 times. After defeating a trotter, immediately recover 4 skill points. Additionally, all points received by all allies increases by 100% for 1 turn. Wait, what the heck is this? Skill damage. Okay. Okay, I see. Wait, after I check it again, portable waypoints didn't have lore inside it. What the fuck? I thought they have lore in it. Is this Mandela effect? Probably. This mechanic has a turn limit. Before the turn runs out, enemies will continue to appear. Defeating more enemies will earn you higher scores and greater rewards. The remaining turns will be displayed as a countdown on the action order shown on the left. Dealing damage to any enemy target before a turn ends will earn you points. Defeating a trotter during battle will earn you even higher points. Okay, cool.
随我冲阵，雷霆在此。一事一成。
欺负我！
别放过任何破绽，请助我一臂之力。
送你一程。彼岸葬送。此番美景，我虽求而不得，邀诸位共赏。
你病得不轻。嘿，
兵戈无情，斩无赦。
We always think we know what we know until we don't. Until we actually don't know. And then we just make stuff up in our
这
heads.
葫芦里卖的什么呀？
援助来得很
时
及时
不我。待。
Shit.
这一战不可避免，请助我一臂之力。
剑下
我
不必留情。
们早已踏入风暴，为了守护和捍卫，击溃他们。
你挡路了。此番美景，我虽求而不邀诸位共赏。
随我冲阵，雷霆在此。
你会为此付出代价。
不过，
彼岸葬送。
斩无赦。
就让你们这葫芦里卖的什么药？
真是难缠。
Oh shit.
送你一场。
You just had to escape.
兵戈无情。
这一战不可避免，请助我一臂之力。
此兆将至。
Yeah, this event would be entirely impossible without Blade.
看着有点虚。
How are you guys who are free to play dealing with this event? Like, do you guys find it hard? Because it definitely feels like there's a lot of DPS check going on.
雷霆在此。
剑下不必留情。
Like, I refuse to believe you guys are doing this on a higher level
我虽
and
求
actually
而不
completing
邀
it.
诸位
Kind of hard to be honest. Yeah. This event is they're really buff.
还不够。
Battle over. B? I only got a B? Are you kidding me? What does B get me? What? Obtain 10,000 points in scene 1 the chase is on. You mean I have to get 25,000 points? Are you fucking kidding me? How are you able to do that? I need a few tries to beat, but usually the child characters plus Asta did the trick. Okay, I'll get serious about this. I'll do the thing. What is this? Chapter 1 Calamity ensnares Commission of Bronia of Alchemy. And the Alchemy Commission was plagued with threats, internal and external. The disciples of Sanctus Medicus were wreaking havoc within, while abominations and the Ambrosial Arbor loomed beyond. Seeing the crisis, Benchgamer yet laughed loudly at the companions behind them. The heroes were confused as to the reason of the laughter, and Benchgamer calmly explained, I laugh at the folly of these abominations of abundance, and at idiocy of the master of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. Bronia cupped their hands in praise. My sister, you couldn't have said it better. I have heard of your fierce battle against the Ruined Legion on Yali Luo 6. Oh my god, they spelled it in Chinese, Yali Luo 6. Even with the help of the Doomsday's Beast, the region could not escape an overwhelming defeat, and now, these abominations and demon have schemed and plotted, yet the best they could summon was an ebon deer that stands no chance against a mighty warrior such as yourself. The companions exchanged smiles, their morale renewed afresh. Holy shit, what the fuck is this? A D&D campaign? At this moment of high spirits, they heard a whooshing sound in the distance. Disciples of Sanctus Medicus wielded colossal eyebrow crossbows. I don't know why I said eyebrows there. That makes no sense at all. Firing a steady stream of projectiles. Oh my god, I don't know what I was thinking there. Colossal eyebrows, what the shit? Firing a steady stream of projectiles in a play to catch the companions off guard. Bailu casually caught the flying arrows and tossed them back to their owners. Screams and screeches rose in tandem, for these dishonorable scoundrels were now having a taste of their own medicine. Blade and Tingyun looked at each other and instantly shared the same thought. We must not let others look down on the two of us. They then worked their internal chi, made a double jump on the air to fly up and pounced on the enemy. Of course, the chaos that ensued is another story altogether. At least it's kind of lore accurate with the blade and shit. Blade and Tingyun. Okay. Increase allies' skill damage by 100%. That doesn't make any sense. Let's just replace this with follow-up damage because both Tingyun and Blade benefit from that. Advance forward action, or every time a skill point is consumed, heal all allies for their HP, max HP by 8%. I think I'll also use this. No, I won't. Maybe? Maybe I won't. Yeah, let me use this instead. Team setup. Instead of Bronia, I think I'll go with somebody else. Protagonist model. Who are the enemies though? Okay, instead of her, I think I'll go with Himeko. For maximum follow-up damage.
逃不掉的。我想，人类从不掩饰掌控星空的欲望，也包括我的爱
你病得不轻。嘿！
随我冲阵，雷霆在此。斩无赦。
此番美景，我虽求而不得，邀诸位共赏。
就让你们吃葫芦里。
Okay, I think I'm doing slightly better this time. Okay, oh my god, it shows the store on the side. I didn't notice that. I got 4,000 right now. That's not too bad, right?
彼岸葬送。
逃不掉的。我想，人类从不掩饰掌控星空的欲望，也包括我的爱。
看着有点虚，张嘴。
时不我
兵戈无情。
逃不掉的。
此番美景，我邀诸位共赏。
Yeah, I'm doing way better this time. Okay.
我想，人类从不掩饰掌控星空的欲望，也包括我的爱。
随我雷霆在此，斩无赦。
你病得不轻，不过
非常感谢。
送你一程，一事一成。此番美景，我虽求而邀诸位共赏。
29,000.
破绽百出，
33,000. Holy shit. I was just not playing this game correctly last
兵
time.
戈无情。
逃不掉的。我想，人类从不掩饰掌控星空的欲望，也包括我的爱。
就让你们看这葫芦里卖的什么呀！
35,000.
嘿，
剑下不必留情。
逃不掉的，为你准备的。
时不我待，雷霆在此。
还不够，彼岸葬送。
Nice. I think I got A, right? Is that the highest? Is that the highest grade you can get? A level is... What the shit? There's another level? 40,000 points. 50,000 points. Holy shit. So I'm guessing that's whale territory, right? Because there's no way that anybody who is free to play is going to be able to get this. Feels bad. How do I do number 2? Complete chapter 2 to start. Reach 10,000 points in scene 2 of Legends Past and Present to unlock. Use the trial Herda? Okay. Complete chapter 2 to start. What is chapter 2 though? Scene 2. So I have to reach 10,000 points in scene 2. But to start this, I need to complete chapter 2. But what is chapter 2? Chapter 2 says that I have to complete scene 2. What is going on here? What? Trying different buffs might work. I don't understand how to progress though. It's time to write Act 2. You see, you can't take care of much when you're busy. I almost forgot we agreed to meet. I've been keeping myself busy, coming up with the rest of the plot, but we may have a problem to which I haven't been able to find an answer yet. Based on your original story, after taking out the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, you almost immediately fought your decisive battle against the Lord Ravager of Antilia. Don't you think that's pushing the story along too fast? Oh my god, do you guys see it? Do you guys see how they're referencing themselves and referencing the problems that people have with the story? You guys are seeing this, right? This is literally just... This is so obvious, too. They're literally making it so obvious. That's all I had. Why? I finished telling this story in a single session. I shouldn't get the chance to set up one of my cliffhangers, goading everyone into buying tickets for tomorrow. Stay tuned for next time with Mr. CN. What does this mean? If that's all I had, I finished telling the story in a single session. I wouldn't get the chance to set up one of my cliffhangers, goading everyone into buying tickets for tomorrow. Stay tuned for next. So they're saying that they're leaving us on a cliffhanger so that we'll continue to tune into the story. Is that what they're saying? And I tell you what, the protagonist model isn't perfect enough if we do that plot this way. So I've come up with an idea. I'm not sure what you think, so I like to run it by you. Nameless, you're not the only one, right? Those other heroes have also thrown themselves into this adventure. Is it possible to perhaps fudge things a little so that you will be the one doing those deeds? Wouldn't that make me a fraud? That's okay, I guess. After all, I am the protagonist. I'm so happy to hear about that. So then, are there any companions whose exploits are suitable for us to add to the story? There's one called Danhen. This Higher Elder story of yours is interesting, but it's a little tricky to pull off. Oh my god! It branches off in all directions with some red herrings. It's way different from the masterpieces I've personally written about the High Cloud Tontet. So they're telling us that they know that the story is confusing with Danhen. Therefore, a drastic adaptation is required. We'll cut off everything apart from the beginning and the end. Maybe we can fix this story after all. I've got a rough idea. Let's go to Scale Gorge Waterscape then. Perhaps we'll be able to find our inspiration beneath the statue of the High Elder. What the shit? Okay, let's try that one more time with
余上无效的故事。
skill damage. I don't need any healing. Or maybe... Maybe I should get rid of Bailu. What if I just did this? Did this. And then instead of Bailu, I had Herda. Yeah, just get rid of you and put Herda in there. Oh my god. What the fuck is happening?
逃不掉的。我想，人类从不掩饰掌控星空的欲望，也包括我。
范真真，知道我是神这么大的钻石。
What the hell is happening?
斩无赦。
拿恩戴德吧。哎呀，范真真，
逃不掉的。
15,000. 16,000. Okay.
此番美景，我虽要诸位共赏。
范真真，
逃不掉的。
This is disgusting.
钻石送给你。
逃不掉的。
This is so disgusting.
我想，人类从不掩饰掌控星空的欲望，也包括我。
范真真，
破绽
知道我
百出，
是这么大的钻石，送给你。
宾客无情，
彼岸葬送。
Is this the last enemy?
雷霆在此。
There's nothing left. Oh, okay, I see.
逃不掉的。为你准备。
That was strange. Why was that the only enemy on the field?
范真真，
斩无赦。
41,000. Jesus.
逃不掉的。逃不掉的。
范真真，
I don't even know what's going on
要
anymore.
诸位共赏。
知道我是神吗？这么大的钻石，送给你。
我想，人类从不掩饰掌控星空的欲望，也包括我。
范真真，
破绽百出，宾客无情。
战斗是一场设计。
Wow, they got in one attack.
雷霆在此，斩无赦。
哎呦，哎呀，
仔细的修理修理。逃不掉的。
你挡路了，此招将至。
转圈圈，知道我是谁？这么大的钻石，送给你。
逃不掉的。
破绽
52,000. I think I did it. Wow. Yes. You guys were right. Whoever it was that told me to use Herda, I think it was a Dragaili. That was something else. Wow. All right, I think that's it for today. I think I did everything I wanted, maybe. Yeah. I guess I was a bit too ambitious about finishing everything in one sitting. That was definitely way too ambitious. But thank you all for being here. Everyone who is still here at least. Adra Gailey, Redica, Ice, Lukewarm Banana, Lily City. I think I said that twice. Thank you all for being here. This is Bench Gamer signing out. I will be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.